Mm-hmm. What does that have to do with the entire movement and the totality of the movement?
They probably
But
feel like they probably
I'm, go ahead. I'm sorry.
they probably feel like let's just do this. Hopefully, let's just fire these people and get rid of these people. Hopefully, all this die down. But
I mean that too, but the riots aren't always started by the people that's depicted as far as the majority. But they do have to take accountability for continuing the looting and the rioting after everybody is made plain that it's unnecessary at this point. Don't spend your money. If you're gonna burn it down, don't spend your money there.
I was trying to understand Glib's point. You said the swift action that was taken.
Yeah. I mean, well, we live in America, right? So if someone commits a crime, if someone could walk into a store right now, shoot someone in the face on camera, put the gun down and sit down away from the police can't do anything to them but arrest them. The mayor only has the power to fire right now. That's her only power she has. These people, we're not going to pay them anymore. What they've done, we're not going to pay for that. That's her power. So she did that. So I don't understand what the frustration with the people is within less than 24 hours of what should occur. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more of a shock. Like, I think people really thought that wouldn't happen here, or it could. Like, I don't know if people was naive or what. I just get the sense of people just feeling like, nah, not here. This can't happen in Atlanta, not the Black Mecca.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
So, but no, I understand what you're saying as well. And another thing is, if we just looking at it from both sides, if you an officer, because the boy was whooping on their ass, if we being honest, so he
kicked both their ass.
Yeah, he kicked both of their ass, and he's running away. Now it's another angle where they show him turning around to shoot the taser. I don't know if the officer was hit with the taser. I'm sure he's gonna use that as an excuse to destroy his weapon. What y'all think?
Okay. Hey, so he turned around and shot the taser when he was running?
Yep, they got that. They got another angle out from I think the restaurant.
Oh yeah, no. There's no reason to protest. It's over. It's over for this guy. I thought he tased the guy when he was on the ground.
It's up.
I thought he tased the cop when they was on the ground, and then he got away.
No, they released the footage. I just saw it before we went live too, where he you can definitely see the sparks and everything come from the taser where it shoots out towards the officer as he's running. So there's definitely that, but I don't think they're protesting against the mayor. The protests that have been going on was going on before this even happened to him. The protests don't necessarily have to have anything to do with him unless he's included in what's going on. The protest in itself is police brutality, and for other people, Black Lives Matter. So there's definitely
they gotta eat this one. We gotta eat this one. We gotta eat this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, responsibility got to be taken. I can't do it. I can't just throw it on the police all the time.
Nah, yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we being honest. If we going with the facts, what's going on? Are we angry about it that he did? Yes. But if you an officer and you doing your job, somebody turn, you get what I'm saying? He got I ain't gonna say he got a weapon that could. I want to say it's good that he got hit with it because maybe they'll stop using that motherfucker. Because now you know what it feel like. So if he used the excuse, I fear for my life, and you got hit with a taser, some you was fucking hitting him with 3 or 4 times before you shot him.
But that's the thing, though. When you get trained to use those weapons, they use them on you. So you know what it feels like. He's been tased. Like that's how it goes. Like when I was in the military, they would train you on pepper spray, and they train you on it. They spray you in the face with it. That's the training. You get sprayed in the face, you know how I feel. So you know what I'm saying. You know what it should do to another person. And you know what you're doing to a person when you pull this out. So that's the purpose of the training.
Well, I guess my question is it lawful? is it lawful then if I spray you with that same can of mace, is it lawful for you to then discharge your weapon on me? Since you know how it feels.
Well, I would say that if in the midst of this confrontation, this battle they're going through, if he turned with the weapon and pointed it towards them, it's not surprising that he was shot. Especially when he took their weapon. He took one of their weapons. So when he turns to shoot, they can clearly. I mean, if it was, don't say.
No, go ahead, finish. I just was letting you know I was gonna come in when you was done.
Yeah, go ahead, Glib.
Is he there? I think we lost him.
He's still in the room.
I think we lost.
Glib.
Yo.
Mr. Wick.
Hello?
Welcome to the panel. Mr. Wick.
I think something.
Hola, and all that good shit. What's going on? Talk to me.
No,
Finish your thought, Glib.
Oh no, I was just saying that if you're in that position where you're fighting for your life, and someone turns towards you with the weapon, I can't say that I wouldn't use my weapon when that person turned and pointed his weapon at me. So it's a very bad position to be in. So it's hard to say if that's what happened. I haven't seen that part of the video, but if that's what happened, I can't oppose his reaction. I can't.
Even if that
he got shot in the back, he was running away.
Even if that weapon being a taser, your taser as an officer, if I took your taser.
I mean, now you're getting into to the minutia. But what did happen was that he turned around and pointed something at him, and it was a weapon.
I think that makes it justified. The minute he turned around and pointed it.
Now I wanna the reason I rang the bell is to bring up the DUI that they claimed he had, because the justification is that he was under the influence while he was driving, but he was supposedly in park and sleep in a parking lot when they approached him in the Wendy's parking lot.
I want you to hit that.
I
want you to hit that question as well.
Nerd. See, somebody else. I assume that was the case. But I hadn't heard anything about it. But well, it doesn't matter whether you drive in the car or not. If you've been drinking and you in the car, they can get you the same. So the punishment is the same whether he's driving or not.
Well, the difference is supposed to be whether or not the keys are in the ignition. That's supposed to be the difference. So they're saying park, but they're not saying whether or not the keys. But that's the law. If your keys are not in the ignition and you sleeping in your car, they can't take you on a DUI. Don't matter how drunk you are.
Let's be reasonable.
You're not in operation of the vehicle.
He was in a drive-through. I believe. I mean, if he fell asleep in a drive-through, yeah.
That's something different if you fell asleep in the drive-through. Yeah. But the report I read was that he was asleep in the parking lot, like that rapper that was in Atlanta that they killed that was asleep in the parking lot. This wouldn't be the first time that they killed somebody being asleep in the parking lot, or waking somebody, or felt like they need to wake somebody up out their sleep with a gun.
I mean,
that rapper got killed in his car when he woke up. This dude kicked the cop's ass. He got out the car, kicked their ass. Both two of them.
But they do say that they woke him up out of his sleep. So if you wake up if you pulled over because you were tired, and somebody wake you up out of your sleep with guns, you're not gonna be furious like, what y'all got the guns on me for? I ain't did shit to nobody. I'm asleep.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead. And after you say your one thing, Mr. Wick, could you please address the question that was asked of the panel by Tyler?
I think I'm basically getting the gist of it. So I'll say this: in the law's eyes, it's not what you think is right; it's what you can prove.
Come on.
And basically, the visual is what they got to go off of. And with the media hype about so many things that's been going on, such as George Floyd and what's his name, Arbery, they're really gonna you know what I'm saying, try to push this and then show everybody they due diligence and try to show his wrong. So by him fighting and resisting the way he did, we don't know that. We don't know what happened. We don't know what transpired before that. All we got is somebody else saying on the phone, I seen it. He wasn't doing anything. But
No. He was kicking their ass. That's the point. So it don't matter.
He was whooping their ass. He was
That's what
whooping
I'm
their ass.
saying. That's what they can prove, and that's what will make the situation justifiable. And I don't think they will get any what do you call it? I don't think they will
reprimanded at all. They won't. They won't.
Well, they were immediately fired, and the police chief was fired, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
So
she
there
was
was
asked-
action taken.
We got to watch our words. She was asked to resign, and she did. They're put on leave pending investigation in the union. Like I said,
was just gonna
Okay,
say
so
they
that
take-
might be a different story then. This must be a different story.
No. I'm telling you, we talking about the Atlanta story. I'm telling you, the what they call it, the police chief was asked to resign.
Yeah,
She
I read.
There is no firing the chief. That's what I'm saying. This is a municipality. We got to learn about this stuff.
Mhm. No. When I heard more about the story than I actually read. So when I skimmed through the story, there's two different stories. There's a story with Mayor Bowser, and then there's the story with Atlanta. I haven't looked over the story.
I'm
with
not
Atlanta.
familiar with Bowser. What's going on?
Yeah, that's what I mean by a different story.
Hey, fella T. If you're asked to resign, you was fired.
That's a polite firing.
If someone says, hey,
that's a polite
if someone
firing.
says to you,
No, that's fired
you know
with
what?
benefits.
You should probably
Yeah, that's what that is.
You're going to get fired. They taking the better option.
They gonna look. We gotta fire. We gotta fire you.
You're going to get.
We
fired.
gotta fire you, but at the same time, you still gonna keep your pension though.
Is that a firing? I mean, you get what I'm saying? Like, is that punishment?
That says when they got fired.
You heard about the officer in Chicago that flipped the bird off?
No.
I know, but I saw another article that says that it said that she was going to be reassigned.
ASAP.
Hey, I saw another article that said she was going to be reassigned within the police department.
Wouldn't be the
Check
first
out.
one
This is
that
what I'm.
reassigned
This is
or rehired. They get rehired.
not the. It's relating to what you're saying, but it was a separate incident in Chicago where
they said, listen, you take the carrot or you gonna get the hammer.
Right.
Which one you want? You want the carrot or you want the hammer?
So look, the officer was in the truck. You know, they were going around in white vans, about 7 or 8 deep, and the protesters was at the van door with a camera.
Let you resign,
and he flipped the bird off on dude.
You get nothing.
And once he
took another job within the police, the police administration, but she's not the chief of police no more.
Yo,
can you hear me? Hello?
Glib.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Glib. Can you hear me?
Yep. Go ahead, Whit.
I was saying there was a situation kind of similar to that. It helps get to the bottom line. In Chicago, it was white vans riding around with at least 8, I'd probably say 9 officers in each van. And there was a protester with a camera, and he flipped he gave him 2 birds, to tell you the truth. He flipped the bird off to the camera, right? So well, Miss Lightfoot, they call her Larry for short, but Miss Lightfoot fired him, but she can't. That's how it came across first. He got fired, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But really, in reality, he got put on paid leave pending the actual case. They like them 2 officers ain't fired yet, man. They got to go through, like he said, the due diligence.
He
requested the firing, but the union won't allow them to just fire them for misconduct. They're allowed to do misconduct. They're allowed to kill.
Everybody has a chance to challenge the decision simply off them being in the union.
And they get the rebutted. This you ain't found. Come on, public opinion is not the court system. I know how we feeling right now. That's not how law works. It's due process. They got to go through a process, which is in their policy, and they're gonna go through it. That's with every city.
They have their processes
Exactly.
and they have the people that's above them, and that's why we're asking for legislation change now.
Okay,
Because there's
but do you
nobody
think
else that's
if we
there's nobody else that's walking around in the USA that can go shoot somebody and just say my bad, it was part of the job.
did you guys see Dave Chappelle's last special he just made a couple of days ago?
8:30. What was it?
836, 830, yeah, 836.
Yeah. Hey, that's a
60.
valid point. That's a valid point there for your neural network.
He touched on so many different things from Candace, I forgot her last name, the
Candace
one that's
Owens.
really Candace Owens, what's the Don Lemon. He touched on so many different things, but basically what he was saying is it was
Hey, I've been
one
staying on mute because I
little,
feel like I'm buffering. Like I'm hearing buffering. I don't know if it's me or somebody else. So that's why I've been muted.
It's all good. Is it delayed? Can you hear me? Respond back if you can hear me.
I
yo,
Yeah, I
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. I can hear you fine.
All right, good,
I can hear
good.
you fine.
Go ahead, go ahead.
but he was basically saying that it was one brother that
Oh no. I think that's a you know what you're saying makes sense about there's a process that has to be done. They can't just fire them. They can't just get rid of them. But the citizens, the ones who are out in the street, the ones who are going to wreak havoc, they're the ones who want to see swift action. So that's why I was excited to see that the mayor said, "Well, it doesn't matter whether this is a justified shoot." Like there was even a show on was it FX, a show FX called Justified, and it was about this damn this U.S. Marshal. He every week he shoot a motherfucker, and every week it was justified. He was a quick draw artist, and he would have you pull your gun first, and he shoot you, right? But everyone who he shot, he wanted to kill. So I mean, this shit is justified because you pulled your gun first, but you couldn't beat him to the draw. So it was a little ridiculous. But I like that Bowser said you could shoot them, but should you shoot them is the question.
but you
Like
have to
shooting
look
someone in
at
the back, you shouldn't shoot someone in the back.
but we just like when we were in
But I didn't
school,
hear
we
about. I
have to
just heard about
study.
this now about how he turned and pointed his weapon at them. That's
Yeah.
totally different. I don't totally different.
Can you hear me?
Changes my perspective on it 100%.
Go
Can you
ahead.
hear me?
It's a delay
All
in
right,
the audio, Glid.
all right, check it out, right?
Yeah.
We can only go off of history, right? Just like when we're in school, we study certain things that was already written down before us so we can learn. Reason why I'm saying that is, remember Laquan McDonald?
Yeah.
We watched the whole thing go down. It was just, I think I just seen an article.
Can you hear me? Whit? Are you there?
Yeah, I hear you.
I didn't hear you say
Can
this is delayed in audio.
Yeah,
you
it's
hear
a delayed in the audio. That's all.
Hey,
You hear me? You hear me?
hey, we need to do a roll call. Everybody need to check in so we can see sure
All
everybody
right,
can hear everybody.
Go ahead.
I'm doing it now. You hear me? You hear me?
I heard you
No?
with
Okay.
I hear you.
Glid. That's why I say I think it's just a delay with Glid.
Oh. Yeah, I think I heard Wit, but I'm not sure because it sounded like I can't tell between it was Wit or was the fellow T. Hey Wit,
No,
can you hear me,
it's
bro?
me. When I start speaking, I'm just gonna say my name before so we won't have that misunderstanding. This is Wick speaking, and
Yeah, I
I
don't think
brought
he
up
can hear me.
Yeah,
I brought up
I don't think y'all hear each other. That's the problem.
no,
Yeah.
no.
I think
Hey,
Whit
I'll jump out. I'll drop out and come back in.
go ahead. All right. Go ahead, Whit. What you was saying?
We seen everything happen. We seen the actual footage. We seen the uproar. We seen the people march the same marching that they just did for George. They did for Laquan first. It was a very big crowd to the point where Trump couldn't even do what he was getting ready to do because there was so many people downtown, and that was the time that he picked to come to Chicago. We seen the trial. We thought he was gonna get more time than he actually got. Now to like, I think it was yesterday I seen in the article that he's being moved from a federal penitentiary and no one knows where he's getting ready to go.
Who we
So that
talking about?
means
Who we talking about?
The Van Dyke dude, the actual dude that shot Laquan McDonald. Excuse me.
Okay. So he's being moved to a what now? I'm sorry.
He's being moved to another penitentiary, but he's in a federal penitentiary now. They're moving him to, and no one knows his location. This is what I'm looking at in the article. What I'm saying is, everything that we thought what was going to happen, they played it all the way up until the point where it was time for him to get his time. And look, and this is time after time after time. These same things keep happening. So how do you trust in a system that's constantly failing you? So I think it's going to be more brothers doing what the dude did in Atlanta. It's going to be a lot of different people not even willing to.
Reckless? Is that not reckless though, Mr. Witt?
I mean, you really can't say everybody got a bad day, and you never, like I say, we wasn't there, and we only see certain parts of the situation, and everything else is hearsay.
No, bad day not supposed to cause anybody's life to end, and that's on anybody else's end would be in jail. And aside from just that, the difference between this situation and what went on with Laquan McDonald is that this is not the same. The protesting was not as big. Nothing burned down for Laquan McDonald.
No, I wasn't saying that the protest. I said that how they marched downtown on Magnificent Mile. Yes, it was. I ain't talking about the looting and all of that. I'm talking about everybody.
But that's what makes it different. It's not the same because it's a larger amount of people, and people there, whether they were provocateurs or not, whether they were opportunists or not, regardless of what part they played in getting the looting started and getting the rioting started, that type of activity was not there when Laquan McDonald got killed.
I don't want to get off point. I want to ask the panel: is policing a hard job?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. One of the hardest jobs in the world to have.
Let me ask another question. Go ahead.
I was getting ready to ask Pretty Nisha, if you were the cop and you seen that actual person draw down on you and you see that it's to a point where he might fire, would you hesitate and try to negotiate, or would you squeeze?
Negotiate. Now, here's two different things. Here's two different things that need to happen and need to be understood in this situation. Hold on. This is what we need to understand in this particular situation. Number one, if I am a police officer, I am trained for these types of situations. If it's myself, if myself as a trained officer and a secondary officer that is there is trained to be able to deal with a random everyday citizen, there's no way we should be getting our ass whooped on tape. And I got 17 different weapons attached to my fucking waist. You not finna tell me I got a baton, a flashlight, handcuffs, tasers, guns, mace, dog spray, everything in the sun and under the sun, and I'm getting my ass whooped, and I've been trained for 6 months. Somebody's not prepared for their job.
I'm blowing. Fuck that. I'm blowing.
You want to go home?
Hey,
that's the bottom line.
But hey, Nisha,
the problem is, people, if you in that situation where you feel like you getting beat up by a random person causes you to have to kill them, that's not the job for you. Policing is a hard job because it's a job that puts people in hard positions. People's lives are on the line, not just yours. You're not the only one that want to go home. And the reason why this person is shooting at you is because it's a 2-on-2 and y'all won't just let him run off into the sunset.
True, what you mean? At the same time, I'm going
at you because you won't let me just run. It's not illegal. It's illegal for me to run. Come catch me. Go do your job. Why I gotta die because I ran from you?
But I'm gonna keep it all the way funky. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky, man. I'm sorry, brother. I'm keeping it all the way funky. You have to look at.
Go ahead.
You have to look at our society. You have to look at the media coverage. You have to look at what we so quote unquote call American culture. Look at how we portrayed in movies. Look at the stories that everybody feels about Black people. We're criminals, just like Candace Owens said when she was talking. He was a criminal anyway. They go off of what their perception is of us. So here you come, fitting literally fitting the description.
Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't have to look at one perspective of anything because you train not to look at me like that. You have diversified training. You have all types of de-escalation training. You have all types of racial ethnicity communications and all types of other training that they put in place for situations like this.
Yeah.
You're trained for situations like this. I
Yeah,
don't want to hear
but
nothing
dig
about
this.
because I seen it on the television. It makes it okay
No,
for me to
hold
kill you.
on. No. I'm gonna tell you no. How many people got a job that they actually wanted when they were younger? How many people are doing the job that they gotta do or they feel they need to do?
I feel what you're saying. I'm just saying it's not
But no,
an
how about
excuse.
this?
Go ahead, Glenn.
Hey, Nisha, how about this? How about this? How about this? Right? You're saying the training and all those things, and I agree with you, right? But at this point in time, this dude, I don't know what he was doing just prior to him kicking them 2 cops' asses, but whatever he was doing, he didn't want to be disturbed. He kicked they 2 asses at the same time, and then he ran off into the sunset. But as he was running off into the sunset, he's already proven he don't give a fuck about them. He don't care. So they're chasing him, and then he turns with a weapon. And that's when, if that's when he was shot, you can't. In my opinion, you can't say, well, they shouldn't have shot him. He's already proven he don't give a fuck about the law, about the police, about fighting niggas, about fighting 2 niggas, about fighting anybody. He won. He fought 2 people at one time and won. This nigga, he literally fought the law and won.
ultimately lost. I just want to know that they actually see that man do it, because in the video, I didn't see him turn with no weapon, bro.
Nah, it's another angle. I'm telling you, bro. I just got through watching this. It's another angle from a restaurant that's high. It's a little higher and it's coming down. It shows the man turning around. Damn, I think he hit the officer. That's why I'm asking. If you was hit by a taser, what is your reaction?
Yeah, but at the same time, man, when you swung on him, you knew what it was finna be.
What do you mean? This is what I'm saying, Mr. Witt. I think that's what Glib is saying too. If I'm an officer,
I'm saying, I'm speaking on the behalf as if we was. I'm saying if a motherfucker walk up to you and they not complying, even if you being ignorant with it, right? You from the hood, you know what it is. You know what it is. We know this shit from grammar school on up.
You know what I'm saying? But not to even be in a mentality where you just bowing down. It's just, I think Glib said it perfectly. Being a better human, bro.
What's going on? Like I said, and I started in the beginning, bro. You never know what that man who falls to sleep in the motherfucking car at motherfucking Wendy's or wherever he was.
I might have popped a Zen. I might have
exactly. Your day, just because our day went well doesn't mean his was. So you never know what a person was going through before the actual shit happened. Now, how many times you done went through some shit and then you see them lights, oh god damn, and now I got to go through this shit. You see what I'm saying? Some people be pushed to the edge, bro, and you never know. That's why I say.
But you know what I want to tell you too, right? Is that no matter how much you are going through based on what society's put on you, your personal circumstance, it has nothing to do with the person who walked into your window. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, cause like I was listening to a James Baldwin speech, right? He was talking about, the oppression of blacks and our reaction. But if the person you're dealing with this, and the person who comes to your window, he doesn't know what you're dealing with and going through. Now he has to accept whatever you're feeling, whatever you're dealing with. He's a human being too. So, and I'm not excusing the officer's actions, but I'm saying, you just said, you don't know what he was going through. Well, the officer doesn't know what he's going through either. He just can walk to the window. And now he's here. Now he has a person who is startled, who was awoken out of his sleep, who apparently is combative. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know if he was combative initially. But the only video I've seen is him whooping them cops' ass. That was the video I saw. I said, God damn, this is insane. I've never seen one man whip 2 men's ass at one time like this before, ever.
And that's the crazy thing, is that they're 2 trained professionals in the art of subduing a person, and they just got their ass whooped, and it's the man who whooped their ass's fault, and therefore he had to die.
They're not trained in the art of Mortal Kombat though. You know what I'm saying? They
They
not.
Yeah,
But they live though. Look, I'm
but
going back
you a
to my
man.
tan days. But
Listen,
did you
hey,
die?
You a man. You a man. You got pride, no matter what color you are. And
But
that's what
did you
happened. They
die?
got their pride hurt. They got
pride
their pride
hey,
hurt.
listen,
and
And
be
now he think he finna get away. Now I got a reason. I
I
know that
gotta
my
check
homie
it.
gonna stick with me. Now I'm blowing
hey,
it at
Nisha,
your ass.
Yeah, and
hey,
beyond that,
Nisha, you a Bears fan?
go ahead.
I was gonna say, Nisha, you a Bears fan. You've seen many of holding calls with these damn Chicago Bears, and most of them is because they just got their ass beat, and they said, "I can't let the quarterback get sacked. This is what I got to do." I'm sorry, tackling this motherfucker. I'm
But
not
it's
gonna. I'm
still
not gonna.
illegal. It's still
You're
No,
right.
illegal.
you're
You're
right.
right.
You're right. You're right.
Flag
It
on the
definitely is
mother
illegal.
can play. Flag
That's
It's
on
what Mayor Bowser
play.
said. That's what
but
that's what Mayor Bowser said. That's what Mayor Bowser said. Hey, you did have to kill him. You know what I'm saying? I understand that you could kill him, but you didn't have to. So that's why I agree with Mayor Bowser. That should be the philosophy more. But when you're the person who's on the other end of the weapon, what is your perspective? Most people, it's easy to say you shouldn't do it when it's not being pointed at you. But when you're the person in his life or death, he turns around, points a weapon at you. What do you do?
What do you do?
That's
And
the
what
question that most
and
people
what
can't honestly answer.
and what is threat to life? Real and immediate
getting
threat.
your ass whooped.
I'm saying by the book from what let's fast forward to trial because we know he gonna say, "Oh, I felt my life was in danger." Right? He gonna
His
say it was
his
a
life
real,
wasn't danger. He got his ass kicked.
it was a threat to cause serious harm, threat of injury to another. All this gonna be brought up. This policy.
And he turned with a weapon. That's what they're gonna say. He turned and then I fired. That's how that shit.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. We've seen this movie before, man.
Well, is that Wit that said that?
Yeah,
Whoever said that, I agree. Because that's what's
yeah.
going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. But that's what if that's what happened, then the citizens have to kind of take a step back, put themselves in that position, and say, well, what would you do if someone turned towards you with a weapon? Like you can't say, well, you've been trained to take a bullet. You got a bulletproof vest on. You should know better. Like you're gonna react in kind. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a gun and someone turned toward me with a weapon, they're gonna get the gun. They're
Check
gonna get
this
the
out.
gun out.
Check this out,
The
Glib.
problem is going to be the 911 calls that got the police pulled there and the reason why it went physical. That's what's going to what's going to ultimately make the call on where this is going to go. Because if
That's why
they
they was
showed up
fired.
to the scene aggressive with a person that was sleeping, then they aggressed the
Mm-hmm.
situation that they were supposed to be de-escalating for in the first place. If he got a good
Yeah.
lawyer, then he's going to be just fine.
Yeah. Listen, it's very hard to de-escalate sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you sleep in your car, you pretty much have de-escalated all the way to no non-participation.
And that's what I'm
You
saying.
sleep.
Who brought up
But
the
watch
sleep
this.
element? I'm guaranteeing the police they brought that in through dispatch.
But watch this, right, Glib?
Sleep.
Military training, right?
Yeah.
When you go through all of your training, don't they teach you the grainage in certain bullets that you use?
You know what? Listen, I was in the military. I didn't have any training on bullets. They gave me bullets. They gave me a gun. They gave me a magazine with bullets in it. I put the magazine in the gun, and the only reason why you pull the gun out is to kill someone. Like this is literally the training. You're only using the gun to kill someone. That's the purpose. If you pull this thing out, you're gonna kill someone. Like we couldn't even when I was in the Navy at the time. When I was in the Navy, you could even put the bullets in the gun. So when you put the bullets in the gun, it's killing time. When you
Now,
get toward the person, it's killing time. So
now, after
so
most people serve in the military for a certain amount of years, when they come home to civilian life, what is mainly the jobs that they choose?
well, I mean, the easy answer is to say like police, but I didn't. I didn't go that route, but I would imagine that I thought about joining the police, but I realized from being in the military that I wasn't going to risk my life for somebody else.
Right,
Like
I
if
feel
it
you.
came down to it, I'm going to pick me. right?
I
So
mean,
I'm not.
just back.
So
I'm also gonna, if I may interject,
Yes,
Glib
you may.
Glib got out of the military. He's not a cop. My father got out of the military. He's not a cop. My brother got out of the military. He's not a cop. I have another two brothers that got out of the military, and neither one of them are cops. I have two cousins that have just gotten out of the military, and neither one of them have chosen to be cops. And my aunt is sitting in the living room right now, and she is not a cop. So all
Check
people who
this
get
out.
out of the
I
military
want
do
Check
not
this out.
take the
But they
profession
all
of a
what
cop.
color though? They all what color?
That means nothing. My aunt's husband is a cop. So black
What
people
I'm
are cops. But what I'm saying is that the majority of people that are in the military don't necessarily take that profession, because you have a lot of people that are cowards that join and become cops just because it makes them feel powerful to have that badge and that gun.
right. And me looking from a civilian's perspective, when I see most of them with buzz cuts, and I'm familiar with the military, you see what I'm saying? When I see most Mexicans and I talk to them, and they come to find out certain cops in certain hoods are the most racist ones from my experience, not for everybody. I don't speak as a whole. Most of them that they were Marines, and they served in certain parts branches of the military. If he said when you put the bullet in the gun, you only use pulling that gun out to kill. This is the mentality that they already have. You see what I'm saying?
I get
So
what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. I don't want to be victim, so I always want to talk solutions. If today they said no matter your background, if you from the community, we want you policing it. Are you signing up, Mr. Witt?
no.
That's crazy.
Say
That's,
wait. Repeat the question again. Hold on.
if the mayor of Chicago get on TV today, say no matter your background, none of that. If you live in a community and you want to police it, we taking applications. Are you signing up?
Depending on the random is a broad question, but if it's
That's
done
broad.
right, no,
Straight to the
listen, bro, because they could say we can police it, but who do we answer to? You see what I'm saying? So we'll just be put on Front Street just
I,
like these say
I
fat.
just put you in a position to make it to where you talking about. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Who is my chief? This, that, and the third. It's gonna always be somebody hired up. But you just been given a position to actually cause change though. Even if somebody gave you an order, you know in your heart of hearts, no, I'm not gonna do that. I live in this community. Why would I do that? You get what I'm saying?
I get you,
It's a
and I'm
difference.
not totally against it. I'm not totally against it. I'm just saying if that shit gonna be done right, then I'll be one of the first ones. Because this is my community. It's not like I'm trying to change different things within, with my people, but my presence and the way I treat my people would speak volumes.
We
But
can't.
if I'm still up under an umbrella that represents something that's against my people, but I'm out here saying that I'm doing it for a change, I'm gonna get looked at as enemy number one from my people and the opposition, meaning people outside of my race. So you gotta, that's what I say.
I pose this question to the panel: do we want to live in a society without police?
hey,
I don't think there's a such thing as a society without police. Community policing and government
I
policing is
don't
still
think
police.
I don't, it's all cops are bad cops. We can't look at it. We can't just pinpoint. Okay, this one cop
hey,
is upset. He killing this guy, and now we got to fault all cops because all cops not the same. But I do think that I do think that need to be held accountable for the shit that they do, as far as like holding us down and
I don't.
shooting unarmed men and stuff like, or shooting unarmed folks and everything, and
Why
manhandling. Even go ahead.
why do people, this is what I don't understand, man. Why people don't understand with us being from certain, demographics and understanding a whole nother way of life. Why people don't understand that they are a fucking gang. That answers all of the questions. They are a gang. And the first motherfucker speak against the mob, get dealt with by the mob. So until you have the powers that
That
be
appears to
over
be
that,
changing. Somebody just lost their job.
But that's the thing.
A bunch of them just lost their job. Get
We'll
this
never have that
dance.
power
A
though.
bunch of them just lost their
Hey,
They're gonna
Nisha,
job.
always find
how
a way.
that song go, Nisha?
They're
Hey,
gonna
Nisha, how that
always
song
find a
go?
way.
How that song
Hey,
go?
you about to lose
But
your job. Get this dance.
like I
You
said,
about to lose your job.
my grandfather retired. He's a retired vet. He's a veteran and he's a retired police officer.
So we know
But
all
hey,
cops.
One second.
if I could jump in real quick, hey, if I could jump in real quick, right? Like I think that community policing
But
is absolutely the answers
shit
to
that
the
they're
first
doing now
responder.
is unjustifiable though.
Go ahead, Glib. It's a
Can, can
delay. It's a delay, Skid. So go ahead.
the community policing is required to me is essential for a first responder, right? So like something small happening, something, you know what I'm saying, let's just say you live in a block and the dudes decide we're gonna sell drugs right here. The first responders, the community should be the first answer. Like, hey, y'all shouldn't be doing this here. Y'all shouldn't. This isn't activity that we want in our neighborhood.
But how many?
Now, if they can't resolve it, they don't have the power to arrest or to kill,
But how
right?
many?
So that's where the police that's where it needs to be escalated. But if there's a community response that says we don't want this in our community, and if they just say, yo, you can't sell here, and the dudes is like, oh, okay, y'all don't want us here, okay, we'll go over there, we'll go up the street, up the block, wherever. If that happens, it eliminates all of the other problems of living in a community where you're afraid to speak, and it
But that's a
eliminates
fantasy
calling
world.
the police.
That's a
It's not a fantasy
fantasy
world.
world.
It's definitely not a fantasy. Come on,
What I'm
you,
saying, man,
It's not a fantasy.
listen.
It's not a fantasy, but it's the world we have to move toward. I mean, not saying we're there now.
Right.
That's the reason why the citizens are living in terrorist occupied communities.
You know
And the
why?
drug dealers and the gangs
You know why?
occupy those places.
You know why?
They can't speak.
Because you know why? Because these people believe in a better way of life. These people believe that you go out and you earn and you work and you do good things for your family. These are upstanding citizens that you're speaking of, trying to deal with people that got military issue weapons and off 3, 4, 5 pills and will kill your ass if you say the wrong shit. So if you want to jump up and say, let's do this and move down the street, your ass better be prepared to take it to war, because this ain't original gangster. This is a real life thing here.
Bro, that's not what I'm saying. But that's not what I'm saying should happen, right? And that's the reason why we are occupied. We are terrorized in our own community. Because we can't talk to the people and say, yo, listen, man.
And they kids.
I understand you have an issue, right? You have an issue. You try to make your money. You just can't make your money right here. They say you make your money over there. You make your money down the street. You make your money wherever you got to do it. You can't do it in front of my house.
And guess what's going to happen? Earlier today, older men killed because he stood up for the community and nobody came forward because they don't want to die too.
I think that's what he was saying too, Mr. Witt. Instead of being individual, I never seen a nigga shoot a whole community that stood on it. You might call it a fantasy, but if everybody in that same community stood on it, hey, Pooh, man, you can't stand right here. Hey, little man, you can't stand right here.
But it has to come from the people that they respect.
Community.
No, but
not even just that. Like if you guys just look at the protests that have happened recently, people were able to stop looters just with the sounds of their voices. They were able to stop people from beating up police officers the same way that they were able to stop police officers from beating up certain people. So there is power in numbers and there is strength in numbers, regardless of certain things just resonate with you. You don't necessarily have to know a person to know what's right.
But wait, I'm not talking about the ego. I'm not talking about the ego where a man walks up to another man and says, you can't do this. You cannot do this, right? Ego will tell the other man, you can't tell me what I can't do. That's ego. I'm not talking about that. That man, that citizen doesn't have the power to stop the other citizen. But it is the first response. And it is a way to stop it before you have to escalate to the police. Right? So if the citizens say, hey, we don't want you out here no more. You can't do this out here, if the people who they don't want around there, the gangs or the drugs or whatever, continue to come, then it gets escalated to the next level. The next level is police, right? So that's where it becomes more of an issue, more of a legal thing. But if it can be handled at the lowest level, where the citizens say, "Yo, we don't want drug dealing on this block. Sell drugs on the other block." And if enough people come together and agree that we don't want to hear, they got to kill everybody. Or or if they continue, then it then becomes
you gotta
a
believe in it
partnership
that
with
much
the police.
too. You gotta
You know what I'm saying?
believe
A
in it
partnership
that
with
much.
the
You
police.
won't change believe in it that much. I'm gonna leave it
Right,
at
But
right,
that.
what
right,
you
right.
said is
All
right
I'm
though,
saying
because it's
is,
a fear. It's a fear. There's a fear in the
I'm not
citizens
saying,
that the repercussions is going to.
I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. I'm not saying that what Pretty Nerd is saying is wrong. I'm just trying to show you a different view from a person that sees certain things that you might not be able to see. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, if you want to do what you're trying to do, even though this is the first step by speaking on it, you must be prepared to take it all the way. Because
But see, my
these,
thing is that you can't hold the police 100% accountable for trying to solve your problem. It's the citizens' problem. The police couldn't give a fuck if they're selling drugs in your building. They
Come
don't
on.
care,
They policy
right?
enforcement.
But
Yeah.
they're there for the citizens who are complaining. But if the citizens don't want to stand up to the people, well, then who are they to come in there? Because when they come in there and fix the problem, the citizens turn on them. If I was a cop, I wouldn't fix it. I say your problem. You deal with it. When I fix the problem, you guys get me fired. I wouldn't fix it.
and they want to go home. Shit. They done seen,
The
this is what
ones
I'm
that
saying.
getting fired ain't fixing no damn problem.
No, I'm saying certain ones that he's speaking of, those are the people that want to go home because they ass in fear too. How is it that you
If
steady
you
pulling
are
over
in fear,
women?
you should not be a cop. That is a job that is required of people who have bravery and courage, the same way the military is required of people that have patience, bravery, and courage. You
And a
cannot
lot
be
of
a
them,
coward and be behind that badge and then
but a
just say,
lot
oh,
of them
well, my
are.
bad.
A lot of them
But
are
yo,
simply
And
because they
that's why
joined
we
the
need
force because
change.
their
That's
father
not,
was on the force, their uncle was on the force, their grandfather was on the force. So they doing it for different reasons.
and they can
So
get fired too. They can continue to lose their job. Get this dance. They can keep on losing their
hey, I'm
job.
gonna
Get
ask a
this
question.
dance.
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
how many
Nisha. Hey,
people got to
Nisha.
die
Hey,
before they
Nisha.
do
Hey, Nisha. But a question, right? If someone now, I'm not talking about the bullshit. I was in
it?
fear for my life because a fear for my life is the reason they use when it's bullshit. But if you're in a fight with someone, you have to assume it's a fight to the death. Like I know right now, if I get in a fight with a man and I fall on the ground, he's gonna stomp my head in. I know this. It's on. I've watched enough World Star hip hop videos to know that if I fall down, he's gonna stomp in my skull. So I'm in a fight to the death, right? So if you're in a fight to the death, you can't say, "Well, I was." You can't hold it against him that he's afraid he's going to die when you know you're in a fight to the death. He's in a fight to the
We're in
death.
a fight to subdue. We're not in a fight to the death if you're
No, no, no,
unarmed.
no,
Now,
no,
if you be
no.
listen, if
One,
hold
no,
on,
no,
hold
no,
on,
wait, wait.
hold on.
One
If
person,
you
one
become
person is in the fight to subdue.
unarmed, if you become armed because I'm unskilled at what I do, then that's a different story. Obviously, I want to go home. I'm gonna use the quickest and the most obvious way to end this situation as possible. If I'm a fearful person and I'm the one that ends up subdued, but in reality, the purpose of your training and the reason for the extent of the training and the reason for the amount of weapons that they're given is that they're not supposed to be in a position where they're subdued. This is why you have billy clubs,
Yeah.
tasers, mace, dog spray, handcuffs, and everything else under the sun to be able to protect yourself from being subdued, let alone having somebody else extra there with you. So you have a 2-on-1 of people that's trained versus somebody that's just happened to be sleeping in their damn car.
Now listen, I hear what you said, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but when you're not talking about the theory of being in fear for your life. You're talking about the actual fear of your life. You're actually getting your ass beat. You're actually in a fight to the death because you don't know if the
And
person who
you're
you're fighting
actually
with.
gonna have to deal with the consequences of your action like any other American that
But
would be
no,
in fear of
so
their life
you know,
and have a weapon on them and choose to defend themselves because they scared.
yeah. And I agree with you there. I agree with you there. But what I'm saying is that you can't discount him saying I was afraid for my life when he's actually probably afraid for his life. Like if he
I'm
doesn't
not
react,
discounting it. I'm not discounting it. What I am saying is that it's not reason enough to excuse him from having any consequences to his action, as any other
hey,
US citizen would have, even if they said they were in fear for their life and they said they were
Talking about
using
the fact
self-defense.
listen,
that
you got
you
no
think,
disagreement. You have no disagreements from me there. Like I
you
agree
think
100%.
yourself the
Their
attorney yourself.
punishment should be the same. It should be the same. So I agree.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Somebody posed a question. If you don't mind, I like to share an issue. I see with the police departments all across the country, and why there's a problem with holding that thin blue line accountable. It's police unions. I agree, JP. Panel.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
Well, the union.
It's not just unions. There are laws and loopholes within the laws that allow the unions to move like that. And this is where systemic racism comes from. The ability to move within the system to where these people are not able to be held accountable. That's where the problem is not that they're so high and mighty. The problem is that there's a system that allows them to flow within what's already written for them to be able to be accountable.
We specifically talking about this case, right, in Atlanta, or we just talking period?
And
I
I think
thought
it
they
hits
said this
both.
in some
I think
cases.
it hits both.
Okay.
I think it hits both.
But if
I
we
think
talk,
it's the Atlanta one right directly in the chest. But I mean, it's the same reasoning being used in all of the police brutality cases across the country.
I just
You
don't
know,
see
there's
the
there's
police
a
outcome
there's a
coming.
code.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Flint.
Oh no, oh no, because they're protected. Because they're protected, like Nisha just said, but because the policies are in place that protect them from using excessive force, from using deadly force, they can say, "Well, I was justified in doing it." They get to keep their job, keep their pension, keep all that stuff, and that's where the change needs to occur. What Atlanta's mayor said was, "Yes, you can use deadly force because you were in a fight, but did you need to?" He was running away. He's running away. Did you need to shoot him in? Did you need to shoot him at this point? No, you didn't. You didn't. That's where the policies and laws need to change to not protect them ad nauseum. Like we're just gonna protect them to infinity and beyond. They can do whatever they want. As soon as you provide any resistance, we can kill you. Atlanta
Anybody
mayor,
want to
in my
rebut?
opinion, has it right.
Anybody want to rebut?
I mean, everything. I agree with everybody, and I would love to see certain things, but until I actually see it, I'm gonna go off of what I already seen. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, I'm with it, but I got to see something to move with this motion, man, because there's been too many situations I done seen that show me otherwise. Um, People seeing dudes shoot at each other back and forth, we all ducking, and the police hit reverse. Like, fuck that shit. You see what I'm saying?
I
Like,
mean, who you asking for though? Is you asking for Clark Kent or is you asking for CPD? I'm being honest. Like,
no, if
what
we go off
what
of
do
what
you want
Pretty
me to
Nerd
do if
said,
I'm an
listen,
officer?
if we go off of what Pretty Nerd said, this is what I'm saying. If we're going off what she said, this is a job for the people that's courageous. You have things set up so where you know if you're in that situation that you are supposed to step up. So you signed up for this job. Bottom line, it's a hard
I'm a
job to have
realist.
no matter what color.
I'm a realist. Ain't nobody getting out no car while two people shooting at each other. Are you serious?
Ain't no police officer not gonna shoot your ass when you turn around and point a gun at him neither.
But a real police officer wouldn't have lost their taser. He ain't point no gun. He took the man taser from him after he
He
whooped him and
was
his
punch,
partner's ass.
he
We
was
keep
punch
skipping over.
drunk.
We
You get
keep.
hit in your shit 4-5 times. You gonna drop your
You're
taser
not
too.
supposed to be able to when you are trained for months on being able to defend yourself.
A lot of boxers go into the ring 3 months before time and got a whole game plan and then step their ass in that boy and about the first 3 punches, everything go out the window.
You know what? A lot of those boxers ain't professionals.
Shit, they just wasn't champions. They was professionals. They just wasn't
No, you
champions.
ain't got. No, you ain't. Nah. Call it what you want to. Them ain't professionals. Sorry.
Hey, that was an amazing analogy. I like that analogy.
It's
No one,
because it's
there's no
so
rebuttal to
true.
that one.
It's so true. Roy Jones was the best. Mike Tyson was the best. All these different fighters that trained and had skills that was making the opposition that challenged them look like plum fools until they met that one dude that day. And when he stole on them, that shit hurt a little bit harder. And dude probably had some weights on his hands and he was beating their ass. And they didn't know. They probably thought they was going to lose their life and start blowing. Bottom line is, you play that
You
game.
talking about 1-on-1 in the ring, and we talking about 2-on-1
Shit,
trained
one Mike
versus
Tyson to beat
untrained. This is
everybody ass
different.
on this panel at
Man,
one
Mike
time.
Tyson is a trained heavyweight fighter. You damn right he gonna whoop everybody. He's the GOAT. He's the
Right.
best fighter to ever
And they
enter
are
a
trained
ring.
police
Yes,
officers.
he's gonna whoop our ass. Every last one of
You know, and they are trained police officers. Some of them, not all, but some of them with military backgrounds, so they got double the training and knowledge.
and the
Bottom
ones
line
that
is
do wrong need to get prosecuted. I don't
exactly,
have to excuse nothing.
exactly. But
Go ahead.
when is it going to freaking happen?
They working on it now. I'm seeing a
Right.
lot of laws being
It's not
changed.
gonna
I
happen
think
tomorrow. Y'all can cut
yeah,
it out.
it takes time, which is why they still protested, and I'm glad that they are still protesting because the minute they stop protesting, the moves will stop happening. Every day you see something different from these different corporations, from the government, from the senators, from the mayors, from the police chiefs,
So
from
you said,
all of these different people are doing something different every single day. Even across the world, this is something totally different from anything we've ever
so you
seen. There
saying when they
changes
stop
happen.
marching, then they're gonna start talking about that COVID shit again then.
The
Because
who?
the
No,
COVID-19.
they talking about COVID. That again, COVID is not the leading story for a reason, but COVID is still out there, and people they have still been talking about COVID. They not sleeping on COVID. The only people sleeping on COVID is people that's waiting on the information to come to them. If you active and checking your news and you see latest COVID news on every banner on every social website
Oh
that you go
yeah.
to,
They talking about all the cities that just opened up and people out there in the malls, no masks, no gloves, like this shit
they
never
talking
even
about
happened.
what the numbers are and everything. COVID banners are on all social media networks, and you still have the ability to check up on it, and they still talking about it. It ain't went nowhere, it ain't went down, and it ain't went away. It's just not the number one topic right now because I mean people are dying on tape more and more every day.
See, and that's my point. Bottom line, you just said it. That's my point. I've been a victim of police brutality a number of times. Shit, a couple of people, you know what I'm saying? I think that we all know have been. And when it gets to a certain point, the where it is now, because it's only, relevant simply because of footage. Look at all the brothers that didn't cell phones wasn't the shit back
Is
then. The
that not
social
a
media.
change that we can physically see though? That happened though. That's something
That's what my point is. My point is this. I'm with the movement. My certain black heroes is something that most people wouldn't even pick because they were the ones that history chose not. I mean, the schools chose not to teach us about, and they were the ones that fought back. But out of all of them that I revere and look up to, as far as what their accolades was and their pressure that they put on the system, if you want to call it that back then or now, they were willing to take it all away. When you fighting a beast that's had the throne for so long, all of that we shall overcome shit, died out with Martin Luther King. If you prepared to do everything that everybody just said on this panel, you must, what did they say? You must prepare yourself for variable change.
I
And if
don't
you're
feel like
not
that. I don't feel like that's a situation that we're not in. I don't feel like people are not preparing for change. I feel like they late in
no, I said
preparation, but
variable
come in
change.
that that that.
I said I said variable change, meaning the change that you didn't think that you
Oh,
was gonna
baby.
have to go up against. These people have no worry. They out here trying to feed their family, and they'll take from you just to do that. So when you come into them, you
I'm not
must
gonna say that that's not true. What I'm saying is they're the majority. So everything that we feeling, it's a group of them that's feeling that too, which is why they feel like our disenfranchisement is not justified.
right. I'm just waiting on somebody to throw the first punch. Just like in high school, I'm gonna snake your ass once the fight starts.
You thinking it's gonna be physical, Mr. Witt? That's what I'm saying. You think it's gonna be
Listen, pretty nerd, right? Very intelligent. Everything she said, I'm with that shit. If she was in front of a podium with a beret on, I'd be sticking my fist in the air right goddamn now. But what I'm trying to tell you is we're dealing with a different beast. We're dealing with pride. We're dealing with miseducation. We're dealing with the lack of wanting to learn in order to change. Don't just think shit all the way through. And if you do
No,
not have,
first of
no,
all,
I'm
we
talking
at
about,
war.
right.
We
I'm
have to
saying
address
this.
the
I'm
fact that
just
we at
saying,
war and we've been at war. This is an
I'm
entire war. This is a war on paper. This is a war
what I'm saying is,
within
what I'm
government.
saying
This is a
is,
war within confines. I get that.
right.
I've been speaking that.
I'm just saying, like I said, I'm with the shits. But soon as you still on him, I'm gonna snake his ass. Until then, until then, I got a
But
family to raise.
that's what they doing by burning down all of these institutions. Now, don't get me wrong where it seems like I'm condoning them burning businesses or communities that benefit them in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion. That's not what I'm saying. Because a lot of those situations are not us starting it; it's just us finishing it.
Right. But
The
we have
problem
a
that
gap.
I don't
We
have a
have a
problem.
gap. That's our problem. The gap. We have people intelligent and passionate like you. We have people with the ability to have compassion like Glib. We have people like Fella T that's willing to put this out there so not just we understand this, but the masses do as well because we never know who we reaching at this point. We have all of that. But at the same time, it's the gap that we're not getting over. It's the communication gap, and the only way you can receive that or bridge that gap is you have certain people that they respect delivering the same message that you're delivering. If not, you a lamb. You might as well put the mild sauce on you because you're a 4-piece spicy. You don't want to be food. You want to be the change. That's what I'm saying. We can talk this shit all we want to, but understand
Again,
it's a
the problem with that is that in order for you to know who those people are that you need to be communicating with, because the gap is only between people who don't know who to communicate with and the people who need to be communicated with. And the reason why people don't know who to communicate with is because they are not looking.
because they don't respect them. Fella said it.
That's a personal problem.
But no, it's a massive problem simply because you need that in order to deliver your message. First, you catch my ear with your intelligence. Then that builds the respect. Without a respect, then there comes loyalty. After loyalty, then comes love and a dependent, or not a dependent, but a motive and a drive for you to finish what you started. If you
We
do
had
not have that, if you do not have the respect, you're not gonna reach the plateau that you trying to get to.
we had a
That's what I'm saying.
conversation a couple of episodes ago where we were saying that if you can't lead me, if you can't feed me, you can't lead me, right?
Right.
You have to be relatable. So
And
the issue is respect is something that you can earn if you're able to supply certain needs and demands. The
there we go.
problem with the reason why people are not respected is a gap that we are not in a position to close at this time. But the reason why we are not able to close that position is because people are not talking to the people that they need to talk to. They're just
Exactly.
talking about what can't be done. There's a
Right.
lot that can be done if the
Right.
information is shared with positivity and light and with that and with an urgency
And
to
I just
understand
I
what's put
just
in front of you.
I just hit you with the Jesus juice of truth. You must get somebody that they respect,
But
that they will relate to,
That's not
That
for
they,
everybody. I
no,
think
I'm saying that's how they do. That's how they do with the military. That's how people are getting told on in these streets. There's certain ways that they infiltrate. You must divide in order to conquer. Not saying dividing for with a negative purpose behind it. I'm saying this is the gap. This is the way you want to reach them. Find somebody with the want out of that
And
crew.
again, this is why
not
you have
somebody,
multiple generals. If you're gonna use the military, then understand
somebody.
there's a reason why you have multiple lieutenants, multiple generals, multiple
Yeah,
sergeants. There's a reason why there's a purpose for each and every individual. There can't be just a single one. There's no
Right,
Hitler type of thing that's going on,
and
and
that's the
each person
go
just
ahead.
gotta fall into their lane.
right.
We,
And I'm
we
the Secretary of Defense, and that's my job to tell y'all that shit.
all
So
right, we
you
feel that, but everybody not finna get along. We ain't finna try to make everybody get along neither,
Yeah,
man.
that's not. We have a
no, well
common
then
interest.
guess
That's the
what? When you
problem. That's
don't, if
the
you
issue.
don't get down, what you do?
Nah, see that one, we not on that.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
All
you
that
ain't
trying
on
to
that.
appeal to your better nature, that shit dead.
Ain't no appealing to no
I'm
better.
speaking to
We
you on your terms. Here we go, man. I'm gonna leave this motherfucking gate open, right? You don't want to follow, cool. But if you get trampled in the process, then that's on you.
But I ain't even thinking like that. I'm saying as far as we not it's pockets of this that need to be done. You get what I'm saying? This ain't for everybody. I get
I
what
understand it.
and I'm
Because
not saying
there's
it from the
multiple things that need to be done. I can't
Right.
expect for people who there to be soldiers to handle the accounting work that need to be
Right.
done.
So
I
I'm
can't
here to
expect
talk
the
to the
people that's there
soldiers.
for police and to be educators.
I'm here to talk for the soldiers. You here to talk to the people that's ready to be higher inclined and speak eloquently and speak our purpose. Fella here to get the message out, and Glib here to try to help you push your message forward because he's able to relate and most people can't. One voice is by itself. All you got is an echo. A choir moves the masses. So everybody got their slot. We just got to play it, but don't overlook one trying to reach the main goal. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm with it. I'm with it. I think it's just gonna be a real team effort this 2020 round.
Shit,
It's
it's gonna
looking
be
great.
2021. We got to get in and get on the ball.
We on it, man. I think the
No, I
change
ain't talking about us. I'm talking about as I
is
mean, not us on the panel. I'm talking about as a
it's a
whole.
collective. I'm
Yeah,
watching the world, man. It's a change going on.
we gonna see.
People thinking and talking different, bro. The shorties might not get it and feel it yet. But they is. Everybody gonna feel this, bro. This never happened. This is history. We live it.
Yeah, I'm with
Beyond
it.
police brutality. We talking about a country that is fundamentally is breaking down.
Yeah, I'm with everything. Like I said, I'm with everybody. Everybody had a valid point, and I totally agree. But my standpoint on it is, I'm with it, but motherfucker ain't gonna steal on me, and I ain't finna swing back. If anything, I'm finna swing first.
Listen, and you going to jail, bro. That's all we
Nah,
said.
I ain't just saying like with my hands. It's different ways to move. I'm not exciting a riot. I'm not telling people to go out here and do dumb shit. That's the wrong thing because I ain't got no money for your lawyer fees and you ain't gonna blame it on me. I ain't talking about that. I'm saying don't just think shit through. That's all I'm basically trying to get at. I went through all that just to say that one point.
Moving all the way
Don't just
around the
think
world.
shit through. Think shit through, man. Reach out for variable change. Pay attention to that part. Pay attention to that part, and then you move accordingly. We move our things in a strategic way. If we do not see eye to eye with the formula, shit, we ain't gonna never reach where we trying to go.
We reaching, man. We getting there. It ain't the
Hey,
way.
I was listening to a Malcolm X. I was listening to a Malcolm X interview this morning, right? Can you hear me? Right. In an
Go ahead.
interview, he was talking about Malcolm X is talking about how there is a percentage of the Negro who votes, who believes in the system, who does the right thing, right? And that's who the politicians placate to, whether you're talking about the conservatives or the liberals. They placate to the Negro who has some level of success within the system. And then, but there's the majority of Negroes who do not have success, who don't have opportunity, those Negroes have opted out of participating. They don't vote. They don't give a fuck. Those are the ones who are rioting. Those are the ones who are who are protesting to looting. Those are who are the ones who are not participating in the system because they're not accounted for by the politicians. And I'm saying that to say is the responsibility on the citizens to compel their brethren to get involved, or is it on the politicians to provide a reason for them to get involved?
I think it's both. I think it's more so on the citizen than the politician, but I definitely think it's both. But when you start to play the political game, I think that's when everything goes to shit.
But that's what all of this is, and it's always going to be that. This is politics from Rome till now. That's what it is, and you got to
I
know how to
mean,
play it. And if you
if
just
you're a
want
professional, like Nisha said, if you're a professional, which is within hood politics, then that area shouldn't bother you as well. Like I say, everybody has to have their role. You know what I'm saying? The problem is appealing to each one person and their idea and the passion behind their idea so we can see eye to eye. That is, I think, black people's problem now. Hell yeah, I said it. We can't see eye to eye. So if we can't see eye to eye on our views, then how the hell we plan to fight a fight that everybody talking about we can fight now or trying to fight now? This shit ain't gonna fucking work only because it's dysfunction within the tribe. It's dysfunction within the movement.
I don't want to make no
But it's not
excuse.
even dysfunction. It's that everyone has a different need. Everyone has a different need, right? So, you know, I mean, in simplest terms, you could be like, well, I have plenty of food, but I don't have any water. And the other person says, well, I have all the water in the world, but I have no food. That's really simple, right? This is what's going on in our community. There are people who are presented opportunities, and there are many, many more who are not. And the measure of our society is of those who have been given the opportunities. So we look at say Ben Carson and say, well, shit, Ben Carson made it. Why not you? Well, when Ben Carson tells his story, he talks about the opportunities that were presented to him. The reason why he was able to overcome his circumstance. Everyone doesn't have the same opportunity, so they don't have the same ability to overcome the circumstance. And that's where the greater majority of society looks at us and say, well, how come we didn't make it? And even of those who make it look back at others and say, well, I was given opportunities. Why didn't you take advantage of yours? Everyone doesn't get the same ones. So you can't hold it against them. But everyone understands the same struggle, even though we don't all get presented with the same opportunity, if that makes sense.
Church.
It should. Yeah, it makes sense.
That's total sense to me. I mean, like I said, man, we can push forward. We can push forward. We just have to appeal. See, when people speak on something, like you say, everybody is familiar with the struggle. Pain comes with struggle. So if people speak on things and that's their view and they're passionate about it, if you're in this actually to debate a point and try to push forward into a different realm of where you are as far as the movement, you trying to elevate it, you're gonna have to appeal to that person's point of view.
My ask, in your opinion, what is the movement?
The movement is just the change from now. I think that's the first start of it. When people are tired of being tired, people are tired of being tired and willing to resort to ignorance before trying to push forward. So the first step of this is just changing the I guess the
with Mr. Witt.
Oh, oh.
Let's get so.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I'll jump in real quick. Hey, so I was talking to it was an older white guy. He's probably like 10 years older than me. And I didn't know he was Jewish, but he's actually Jewish. And we were talking about the protests and the riots and looting, and he said, "It's all about hope. It's all about hope. When the people don't have hope, they have no reason to follow the rules. They have no reason to think that adhering to the morals of your society is going to work for them when they don't have any hope that it can work for them." And that's that's
What
that's
gives
what
you
people
hope?
are saying now. Like the people who were out there in the streets. Like I was opposed to the protests because I know the protests lead to the riot. But when I talk to Nisha, Nisha says, well, her perspective is different than mine. So her perspective is these people are struggling. This is what's going on. They lost their jobs. So I didn't lose my job. Nothing in my life has changed since any of this stuff has happened. So I'm almost indifferent to what's going on, other than I have like a social conscience. But it
Right.
doesn't impact me personally as it has impacted many of the people who are personally out there in the streets
You know what? You know
actively
what a good.
protesting, rioting, and looting.
You
And
know what a
and,
good.
and, and what's causing them to be there is the loss of hope, is what is when we talk to that guy today. And I can agree with him on that. Like there has to be some other thing that makes you say it doesn't matter what happens at this point. So I
But
might as well
how
do this.
much hope do we need? How much hope do we need for our point to get across that we tired? It's like when your grandmother
But
said,
what?
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired." We tired of going through the same thing. Dr. King was
Yeah.
preaching hope. When
Right.
he
But you know what gives a person. You
But
know what
that's what
gives a
comes
person that
from
hope.
the politicians recognizing that they have made a grave error and thinking that people could take much more. The people cannot take much more. And that's why Nisha said it. Legislature needs to happen. Change needs to occur, not just change in politicians talking. I don't need to see Joe Biden wearing a fucking dashiki. I want to see
Hey,
them come and make policy that says that if an officer kills a citizen, he will be punished the same as a citizen killing a citizen. That's the
hey,
change that
hey,
needs to occur. We don't
hey,
need no more
Glib.
dashikis. I don't need to see no more politicians taking the knee. That's all bullshit. That's all symbols. That's all symbols and symbolism. It means nothing.
Hey,
Actual
Glib.
policy change is
Hey,
what can
Mike.
give people hope to say, well, if something were to, because if someone were to kill me unjustly, I really wouldn't give a shit what happened to the person who killed me. I'm gone.
so do you
I'm
so
gone.
do you so my question is this: do you feel the police is above the law?
No, not at all. Not at all. But I think that we were moving too far towards the police being above reproach, not above the law, because they're using the law. They're using the law to justify what they're doing. So they're becoming above reproach. All they're doing is finding a reason. And I did it myself. I said when the George Floyd video came out, I said they didn't show us a portion of the video for a reason. The portion of the video is where he's doing something that's going to justify what they did to him. Now, if anyone watches the video where he's dying, no one can say that that man should die. But the government will show the video that happened 30 seconds before that and say, well, this was justified because he resisted. And that's where the change needs to occur.
Hey, can you hear me?
That's where, to me,
Go ahead.
that's where
Go
the
ahead.
change needs to happen.
Hey, Glib. You know another formula, a way to give the person, these people, hope that don't have it.
Okay. Is Whit back on?
Yeah, yeah. This is me talking now. Can you hear me?
Glib, you hear him?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear
All right.
Mr. Witt?
The way. Yeah, I got him. The way you receive the
I
hope.
can't hear him. I only hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear you, Witt.
Oh.
All right. Can
Well,
you hear me now?
I'm driving, so it's probably going to do it. I'll drop down and come back up.
Okay. Well, to answer the hope thing, only way you can receive, I ain't gonna say only way, but I think the main way that you receive the hope is you feel that you're being heard. And that's why I say you have to appeal to a person's point of view and the passion within their point of view. If you know that that's what they're saying, it's like when most people go to church, they get up and they say what they've been through, they call it a testimony. If you understand that, then you can respect you can get a connection and a foundation, and then that respect grows from that. Out of the respect, then the loyalty comes. After the loyalty, then comes the love for the whole thing. Because you're so loyal to it, you gotta love it in order to continue to be loyal to it. Can you hear me?
And when you say it, what are you talking about? When you say it?
Excuse me for saying it, but what you're pressing for far as change. That's why you got so many young brothers joining certain gangs. And I ain't even gonna say gangs, I'm gonna say cliques, because that's what the shit is now. It's people that's out there that feel like they ain't got it, but bro come up and let them know that they cared about. Now he listening to you and your situation, your problems. He there for you. Now it's gang to the world, bro. You don't give a fuck about shit. That's my bro. It seems like you show more love to bro than your bro. You see what I'm saying? It's because people appeal to the hurt and the plight behind what a person is saying. You have to look at what they're saying, listen to what they're saying, and relate to them. If you can do that, then the hope comes from that. Because like I said, if you one person screaming out, all you got is your echo. You can talk all that shit all you want to, but you're going to hear yourself and your echo. That's it. Because ain't nobody hearing shit you saying.
What do we want as a collective?
For change, but we have to have unification.
I'm asking for something specific.
I'll say collectively, outside of saying change, I'll say unification. Bro.
What schizo? Glib.
We playing video roulette today. We're gonna get this shit right.
So you say unification. I agree with the unification. For me, I would say we all agree. We want a sense of freedom. I guess because to me, I think people don't feel free. Do you all feel free?
I think that shit is an illusion anyway. You ain't free from shit. If you a man, you got responsibilities. So how you really no one is
not even go down the rabbit hole. I'm asking you, like, do you feel free in this?
No, I don't. Hell no.
I think we all want a sense of what is that though. What does freedom mean to you, Mr. Witt?
I mean, I just want to mutual.
What does it look like?
I think freedom. I don't know because I ain't never seen this shit. But I'm gonna tell you what I imagine it would be.
Come on.
Free to be able to be exactly what you were meant to be. If this is your path and you ain't hurt nobody on the way in your path, respect that man and respect his life. Respect what I mean by respect his life, I mean, you know he doing what he doing, give him that respect, so let him do it instead of trying to break him down in whatever he does. And then that freedom alone, that's what I'm looking at, will be just enough going for the people in our community, our own kind, as well as the police force.
So you said, Mr. Witt, we need to uplift each other more.
Yeah, but the only way we can do it, like say for instance, right? I don't know you from a can of paint, right?
Right.
Now you come to me and you telling me something and I don't even know. I don't know. I can only go off of what you're saying, but I hear the sincerity in your voice. You understand? So I know that that's something that you're really passionate about. First of all, don't shut it down. Let you fucking talk, because that's all motherfuckers want to do. Be heard and get that shit the fuck up out of them, because they can't stand the mental anguish. Most people can get their ass whooped and be proud and laugh at that shit, but let them have something going on in their hood, they feel the world is going to end. So if you understand that and you let them get it out, and then you respond in a positive way and not shutting it down, but trying to tell them how to reach where they're going, they're going to fuck with you more than the next man. It's just common sense. You see what I'm saying? We have to unify by listening, yet again, by listening to the next person's point of view and actually giving them something that's, I ain't gonna say tangible, but something that's believable, that somebody for one heard me, didn't judge me, and trying to help me in the same token. And it's all via conversation. I ain't gave you no money. I ain't picked you up. I just told you that you can be what you wanted to be, and I listened to you.
I want to make sure we ain't veering off. Is that what you asking for? And then from who are you asking that from? Are you asking that from whites or the
No,
system?
you.
Who
I'm
are you gonna
speaking.
get
I
that?
said, as far as us in the unification.
Okay.
It's a lot of kids and a lot of young brothers that don't have that male figure in front of them. I ain't even gonna say role model. It's somebody that's close enough to you that you can that they imprint whatever their beliefs and how they move on you. That's what we do in the hood. That's why everybody wanted Jordans. That's why everybody wanted Air Maxes, because whoever the fuck they was around that was fresh to death, that was his shoe of choice. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to listen, man. Use your eyes and your ears more than your mouth. If you really want to change this world, if you really want to do something that's relevant and that's helpful to the next person, it's not always I. Any motherfucker that's speaking, they always talking about I ain't this and I ain't that. Watch that motherfucker. Because he telling you in the dough, he telling you in the dough what it's all about. Them.
Yo,
So if
hey.
you,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you talking.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
gonna sum it all up. If you really want to, get to that, then do that, man. Do that. Talk. I ain't asking you to jump
I
off.
agree. I agree with um um I think that the solution like if someone comes to someone and says I'm here to help, that individual shouldn't come with the answer. That person should come with the question. What can I do to help? So I agree with you in the question. So in that part I do agree. About when fella asked about freedom and what is free. Um I have a hard time with that question. Like I wrote an essay about this when I was in school, right? It was about how none of us are free because freedom is really the ability to do whatever it is that morally you think is right. That's freedom, right? But none of us are free. We all live under a judicial system and a code that says these things are not acceptable. So whether I agree with them or not, I have to do it because I will be punished by the society. So none of us are free, and so in order to be the only in my essay, I said the only freedom is in your mind. The only freedom is in your mind because you live within the system and you follow the rules of law, but you still believe you have the ability to believe that you can do whatever you want. And the easy example is R. Kelly. R. Kelly can believe that 17, 16-year-old girls are beautiful and he should have them. That's a belief that he can have. That's a thought he can have. His freedom is in thinking that. But his freedom will be taken from him as soon as he acts on his belief. You know what I'm saying? So none of us are free unless you believe 100% with whatever the moral code is of the society you live in. I I I can say that I do not agree with the moral code we live in, and there's certainly a lot of room for discourse. So I would say that I am not free, but I am adhering to the code until I move somewhere else where I can do something different.
Oh, I'm staying in this country though. Let's stick here, not to go down the rabbit hole.
Hey, but
We know,
I'm gonna
let me say
say
this.
my
Let me
bad,
say this. Wait, let me say this.
my bad.
We know as wealthy people that live in this country that pretty much do what they please. Correct? We know Kelly wealthy, but I mean like truly wealthy. The nigga who signed his checks wealthy, and they do what they please. I
Yeah,
think now we probably getting a little bit of a taste of what they do behind closed doors. But we can agree, everybody on this panel can agree that these people have been doing this for centuries, decades, whatever, right? Is
Exactly.
that a sense of freedom? Is currency a sense of freedom?
It's all in your mind, like you said. And when you asked me that question, I said it was
But
a
it's
fantasy.
real. That's not in their mind. What was his name?
Epstein.
Epstein. He was doing that in real time. That happened for real.
Yeah, but guess what? If freedom was really the truth, using him as an example, he'd still be doing what he was doing. Eventually.
Do you think that stopped though?
No, I don't
That's
think
what I'm
none of
saying,
this shit stopped. I believe in the scapegoats. Everybody plays their part. And if they just like Jeezy's song, you can do whatever you want to do in the world. Just don't get caught.
But
So
I,
now,
the point I was making, does money give you that freedom though? Because
money
it seems
gives
to
you
me,
the false sense of freedom. Situations and traditions and bloodlines give you the ability to move forward more or move better than most people. It is paid. You said it yourself. These people have been living this way for centuries and so on and so forth. So it's due to the fact of their DNA resume, so to speak, that they're able to do certain shit that most people, because most people that are of their race can't do half the shit that they fucking did. You see what I'm saying? So it's a false sense of what, like he said, it's a man thing. Like I said, if you're a man and you're doing what you want to do in life and people around you can accept that and let you go forth and do that, meaning the police, the community, everybody, then you have a sense of freedom. It's a lot of people that don't have a damn dime and they free as shit. You know who they are? Homeless. Them the freest motherfuckers in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
also always in the county though. That's that's the point I was trying to make. For those who pass go, you get what I'm saying? Because I think we making a parallel between our freedom and the judicial system. I think Glib said that he is
Yeah,
so
we are, but
free. He said nobody's free because we live with
that's
it. I think that's democracy though, right, Glib?
right. But at the same time, my bad. I was just trying to.
Yeah.
I thought you.
Now,
That's
go ahead.
democracy. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. That is democracy. That
But
is
we
democracy
ain't
because
we have
we
never
all
been able
agree,
to
regardless
participate in
of
democracy. That shit is for the birds.
no,
Stop, like you
but
said. Don't
well,
believe in that.
Nah,
It's
but that's
democracy.
real though.
All of
Mark,
this
I can
is
show you in
real.
no,
real
no,
Listen,
time
no,
how
listen.
it's
no, no,
real.
no.
It's
But no, but
real.
listen. But
Go
hey,
ahead.
no,
It's real because
no, but listen, bro.
of
But listen, bro. It's not okay.
Somebody
No,
go.
no. Well, what I was gonna say was, no, what I was gonna say was, I agree with you. We didn't create the system. We are within a system, but in getting our emancipation and getting our freedom, we have the opportunity to say, I don't like this system. I'm out. And there's been plenty of
we
Americans, plenty of
never.
Black Americans, African Americans, blacks, whatever you want to call them, who opt out, who say, "Fuck this shit sucks." And know what? I'm getting to the point where I'm saying this shit sucks. I got a cousin who lives in Central America now. He said, "Fuck America. This shit sucks." He'd rather live in Belize.
I don't know what they. Oh shit, Glib, you went out. Come back. But my thing is, you blow up the system and replace it with what? Wit, Mr. Wit.
This
You
is what
just
I'm trying to say. It's like a double-edged sword. We are saying the same thing, but at the same time, power corrupts, and ultimate power corrupts
I,
absolutely.
I don't want you
Hold
to
on,
go.
let me finish.
I
Now
don't
I
want
ain't
you
finna go down that hole. I ain't finna go all the way down that hole, but I'm gonna go right over that motherfucker.
Okay, come on.
If we are talking about a democracy, right? How
Mm-hmm.
could it possibly be a democracy when we have nobody in head of charge? And if we do get it, because we have alternate countries that have had their own democracy, and then you still have corruption, you still have certain things that people should not be doing in the place of power. So even if we replace this democracy with our own, we're still going to have a certain system that is put in place where if the person get out their body, they're still going to have to suffer the repercussions. And we're going to lean more so to what that is already is in play, simply because
That's
we
what
are
I'm asking.
systematically
So
taught
what
it.
system are you doing? Is it even a new system? Do we want? Do we
No, what
like?
I'm saying, like, say for instance, if a motherfucker kills somebody, you don't think he's supposed to go to jail for life or pay with his life?
I definitely believe that. Do you believe
Yeah,
it?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that is the system
And
that we
I'll
live
ask
in
you
right
another.
now.
If a person steal from, if a man or woman steal from another man or woman, do you believe that man or woman should be in prison for that?
Yep. And the only reason why I say it's even the
So
saying,
we
listen, it's
agree that
even the
we don't
saying,
want the system to disappear. We just
no,
want what?
want it to
We want people.
change.
But change
We
how?
want it to
Do you
change,
want
but
people that
we're
look
gonna. But
like
what?
you in there, or do you want the people that's currently there to just do better?
Nah, ain't no currently there because I believe in. It's just like the street rules. Ain't no probation for stealing. Right? Just to answer that first question, right? Ain't no probation for stealing. If I get my ass up and I work, I'm talking about there's people out here that deal with other motherfuckers and their job fucking sucks, but they do it because they got a sense of responsibility. And now I'm gonna do all that shit for you to come take it from me. Oh, nigga, they better come lock your ass up. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then to go further into that, we do want the system, but you have to understand something, man. They move just like street dudes move. If you go against the grain, you know that coming in the door, the repercussions behind it. So that means half of them motherfuckers are really honoring that. So how can we look for them to change when they only can change so far? They
Shit.
not finna risk. They not finna risk their family's life and comfortability for your motherfucking there. Yeah, I love y'all. I want to change, but nigga, damn, I'm gonna put man in the poorhouse or possibly killed because I tried to fight your battle. That's what I'm saying. It is that serious because this shit happens. You speaking against the grain that's been working and this machine been moving for so long, then all of a sudden here you come with this shit. Oh, that nigga gotta go. That's just how this shit go. Look at all. Name one black leader that ain't been corrupted is still here. I'll wait.
Say it again. Repeat the question.
I said name one black leader
Mm-hmm.
that hasn't been corrupted
Yeah.
that is still fucking breathing.
Sharp. You
You fucked up right there.
I
We
can
don't even
go.
know who the fuck that man is. I don't know who that man is.
I don't know who
I
Al
don't trust a
Sharpton
nigga with a perm.
Jesse
I don't trust a
Jackson.
nigga with a perm. I ain't going. He right with the motherfuckers.
You know,
Jesse
Jesse
Jackson, all the
Jackson.
motherfuckers.
The whole Rainbow Coalition, nigga. All
Come on, man. I don't trust none of that shit because nigga, they had what, 30
they
plus
still
40
living.
years. Man,
They
they had 30, but they're corrupted.
still
They're
living.
corrupted. They're corrupted. Jesse Jackson didn't know he
Said
had a hot mic
said
on.
a person who was corrupted.
No, I said who's not corrupted that actually speak and went against the system and really doing what we say we trying to do, and they still fucking breathing.
I pose
Nobody.
you in your heart of hearts, with you think Malcolm X and Martin Luther King weren't corrupted. You think you can make it to where they was?
But guess what? No, that's my point. You're proving my point. That's what I'm saying.
But
You
you
think they
calling
could
them leaders. You saying they was
listen. But guess what they did? Glib said when you doing what you supposed to do and the people, as soon as you know what I'm saying, it's like you short stopping certain shit. We fuck with you, nigga, because you doing our bidding. Now you done got a mind of your own. We don't like that. Any nigga that think that he can get up and say something, we don't like that. Because now if one do it, it's a possibility that five will follow. So we got to do this nigga in. First, we're going to take everything he got to make him look bad. Then we're going to kill a nigga, make it look like a suicide. Fuck it, move on. That's what it is, man. We can go down the line. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, both of them motherfuckers was shot. Harold Washington, everybody that you can think of, man, that said, you know what, I was with this shit, but nah, I don't fuck with it no more. I'm for my people. This shit wrong. And they grew a conscience. As soon as that shit happened, then it was a an uphill battle from there. That's what I'm saying. If you saying what you're trying to do, you have to understand what comes with it. A lot of times you can't pick up a Hot Wheels set and put that bitch together just by looking at the box. Your ass gonna have to read the instructions sometime.
I think we just talking about two different things, man. I don't think we looking for a savior. We're not looking for one person to do anything. This is a collective effort.
Yeah.
I'm drilling on that. That's what this is.
It's a collective effort, but understand it's always been a
We just
fucking
need that
collective
voice.
effort.
Everybody preaching the same thing. We just need that one breakthrough. That's basically all we need.
You saying we
Do
need
you understand? Do you understand that we can never reach where we're trying to be
We need
with
that one.
sacrifice,
We need
right?
that one breakthrough.
You believe in sacrifice, right?
I do.
And it's represented in this subject and on so many fucking levels. I'm saying, yes, we're all saying the same thing, but understand what you're signing up for. And if you understand what you're signing up for, then commit to it. But within the committing, understand who you're facing. Pretty Nerd said it. You can never fight a war until you learn what? Your enemy. If we have over, what is it, 300, 400 some fucking years of learning how people react, and if you really want to go back, and then you understand that we are physically and scientifically superior in so many different fucking ways. But if we're taught that we are inferior from day fucking one,
That's
oh,
my
he only
question.
get
This,
he only getting this because he got white privilege and all that shit. No,
this what we divided. So you truly believe that every Caucasian is our enemy?
no, I'm not saying that. But if you ever been in certain situations, we're closer to Hispanics than anything. One drop of black blood makes every fucking race.
You
And
from
we're
Chicago
closer.
like I am. No,
Listen, we closer. What I'm trying to
no
tell you, I'm talking about
motherfucking
the
matter.
plight. When I'm talking about the plight, and we still go against each other. We still go against each other simply because no
But
one
you
person.
with my point though. I'm asking you, do you truly because you keep saying we superior, this, that, and the third. I'm asking you, do you think it's us against them and them being the what? The Caucasian race?
Most of the people in power are the Caucasians.
Don't
I'm
do
not saying this.
I
I'm
we
not
just
saying
have
that.
to
Listen,
go ahead.
I'm not saying that we against everybody. Everybody white is wrong. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But until we appeal on both sides to each person's passion and our point of view, within that point of view, the passion is expressed. That's like I say, everybody want to get hurt. Every time you see these protesting and somebody get killed by the police or something happen that's wrong to our race, the black race, who do they put on the camera? The mama, she cried, all that shit. But then in the end, the ones that don't get hurt are the ones that's really acting out. Like he said, it's the masses that left behind. Glib said it's the masses that's left behind. So until we appeal to each other and actually understand that and have a compassion for that, then how the fuck can we move to the next step, which is loyalty? We can't.
You running away from this, man.
I ain't
I,
running away from shit.
I was
I'm telling
strictly
you,
speaking on who is the enemy, who do you identify as the enemy, not reflecting on self and what we gotta do.
I'll say the white race and the damn black race. I'll say both.
But then now you lose and confuse people. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
I know. I'm saying yes, we are, but until we, I also said, yeah, we are superior in certain ways, proven scientifically. Not saying that this is my opinion. I'm only stating facts that came from their ass, they goddamn self, which is the Caucasian race.
But then you turn around and complain about them being on top. You telling
I'm
me an
not complaining. I'm not complaining.
inferior person outfoxed you
Inferior, but
and
you got to
runs the
go back.
world.
You got to go back to what I said. I said we are superior, but if we're taught that we are inferior from day
Who taught
one,
you that? Who taught you that? I never
shit, our
was.
whole fucking family. Remember we was talking about the police and they pull you over. Oh no, don't do that now, because you know Mass and them gonna fuck you up. Woo, woo, woo. And we was talking
I
about
don't think
religion.
no, I don't think
We
your
was
mom
talking
ever
about religion. We was talking about religion. You was like the scat daddy and all of that shit. What I'm
Scott.
telling you, feel me? We are taught by our own first. Half these niggas out here that's shooting people and doing dumb shit got a gun from the crib first. Half of the niggas that know how to bag up shit learned that shit in their own fucking home.
That's the
So
point.
that is a part of the being teaching that this is all you got. This is the fastest way to get it. You know the they ain't for you, so you know you fucking up. So go ahead and do this.
I
That's
got you.
helping.
I got you in the corner. Your hands is up, so I'm trying to keep jabbing you real quick.
Come on.
Self accountability. Does that become a conversation at any point? Do we become self accountable for what's going on? Because right now we talking as if we got chains on our legs, as
No,
if
but self.
somebody
That's why I say white
putting
and
a
black.
whipping on you.
That's why I say white and black. We, me, you, speaking from past experiences, no matter how much the world the walls were closing in, it's only two things you're gonna get from that. Either you're gonna cow out and get smashed, or you're gonna do everything you possibly can to climb the fuck up out of that bitch. And you have to understand that we only got these two type of people. You have the people that don't want the struggle, don't want the fight, and they just gonna play the game. Why they locked them little boys up that was posted up in their shit? They shouldn't have been standing their ass out there. Like Glib, that's why I didn't agree with what Glib was saying, because
I'm with. I didn't agree. I didn't agree neither. As far
you
as
talking that shit and you saying this, you speaking from a different demographic. I'm speaking from a demographic that it's a reason that these squares that work every day is scared of these motherfuckers. You know why?
but
Because this ain't the old movies.
though, Mob, I get what he's saying too. Because at the end of the day, you could a square, a real nigga driller.
Okay.
We all got laws, and we all live in the same cities.
Have you ever heard of the safe passage? Not to cut you off, but have you ever heard of that safe passage?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All right. What they do is they get what they consider gang leaders, people that's in the game, and they pay them close to, I think, $100 a day to stand on corners and try to direct certain shit. They figured out the point that I'm trying to express. The only way you can infiltrate is you get somebody that can relate to them and that they respect.
Running, man.
And that shit only goes so fucking far.
You keep telling me about respect and all that. I'm asking about self-accountability. That's why I was.
It's not gonna be no self-accountability if everybody doing wrong and you think you just doing it. Half of these motherfuckers out here ain't killers. We know that personally. Nigga, you was a square your whole motherfucking life, all through high school. Now all of a sudden, you done waited till your late 20s or early 30s. Now you a gangster. Yeah, these niggas gonna learn all that goofy ass shit, motherfucker. But real niggas know who you is, deep side down in your heart. So you're not gonna be held accountable because you can play it off. That's what everybody is doing. You got niggas making Facebook comments and shit like they females and don't even know that they acting like fucking girls. Because it's the coolest thing to do. And then when you call somebody on that bullshit, oh man, it's everybody else's fault but theirs. Until it's hard, that's the hardest shit to do, to admit that you're fucking wrong. Especially when you feeding yourself bullshit every day to continue on with the shit that you know deep down in your heart is fucking wrong. You know running over a puppy is wrong. Don't nobody got to do it in front of you to prove it to you. But you can go and knock somebody upside their head and take their car. You can go and rob a motherfucker, hit a drill, pull a back door, do everything that you possibly do. But then you use the means or the reason behind it is to justify the means of fucking doing it.
So if you had a choice,
I'm gonna rob this nigga.
If you had a choice, would you rather live in that environment or an environment that didn't happen at all?
Yes. You know why I say that? Simply because you pretty nerd, glib, all right. We are in different times. But I see it on the level that people that don't have to live on overlook. And what I mean by that is it used to be a point in time when people respected power. It used to be a point in time where people respected hustlers. It used to be a point in time when motherfucker, if you was a player, everybody fucked with you. They wanted to be around you just to get pussy. Now, only thing a motherfucker respect is murder. So if you have people of all ages, they ain't just the young niggas doing it. If you have people of all ages doing this shit and using the bullshit reasons to do it, how you expect somebody to go say, well, I'm wrong? I ain't wrong. Fuck that nigga. Nigga, my kids need this. You knew that before you had kids, motherfucker. Why you ain't get a job? Now, with the time being the way it is, and squares are getting more hurt than the real gangster niggas. Now, the regular people that work every day, that's why I say all this shit with economy going bad and everybody fighting, yeah, there's going to be a change. It's going to be, nigga, you better pay attention to the people that's in this shit. They work every day and coming home and they did everything they possibly could do to slave to get a motherfucking car. But did the people standing next door to you broke as shit and you pulling up in a foreign? After a while, you finna be fooled. I'm not afraid of you. I know you a square. If I poke your ass, what you gonna do? 3 numbers. You see what I'm saying?
I think
so.
You
No, I'm
being
just.
you being short sighted. I get what you're saying though, and that's worst case scenario.
But
But
that's what we headed for. In order to rebuild, you must destroy. And they know they just proved it. They just proved
man.
it.
That's what
They
they doing.
just proved it.
They
They
doing
just
that.
proved it with the looting,
What's
bro.
really happening, bro?
They
Come on.
just proved it with the looting, bro. Niggas proved it for the whole world to see.
That they needed
George,
Jordans. That they needed Gucci.
no, they ain't need Jordans, but
Oh,
shit, the
man.
first 10 people ran in that store. Listen, the first 10 people ran in that store, 50 more followed.
I don't know if y'all seen this movie. It's called The Way They See Us.
Yeah, I see.
Basically, yeah, basically, it's about what's going on now about the Fab Five. Um, this shit don't have no. The system in general don't have no age. You see what I'm saying? You see how they coerce the whole, forcing the boys to sign the statement. One of the boys couldn't even read. They did this shit. Not this shit. Not the system. Not built for us, man.
The parents as well. If you really watch the movie, the parents was coerced or they coerced their own kids, bro.
Yeah,
This what I'm saying. This generational ignorance.
That's
And
passed down
but listen, ma, ain't no self accountability. You keep
right.
saying that.
because your mama, if your mama ain't accountable,
Listen, I ain't.
listen what I'm saying, bro. We from the same spot. I'm with you. I'm with you. But like I said, if some people most people gonna cower, some people gonna scratch to get up out of that space. We are the few that stood up, and you know it. We hung around many. How many have the mindset of me that me and you have right now at this point in their life? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
But
it's only going to be a few that stand up and say, I'm wrong. Half of them niggas was shooting at each other and getting into it with each other. And everybody knew, oh, well, man, bro, you was bogus. But then nobody want to say shit to him because you ain't want to get shot. You see what I'm saying? So until you the place that you talking about self accountability, man, it's only gonna come with examples set before them. And the only way these examples are gonna be set if they respect who you are. If they don't respect money, if they don't respect power, if they don't respect the gift of gab and flashiness and player, and they only respect murder, how the fuck are you gonna reach them? That's my question to you.
you say if you so you my question is you telling me murder is projecting
You
murder.
know that shit, bro. You know that shit by watching YouTube. Everybody want what? They even got a song. They do it all for clout. And nigga, that's what it is. Everybody
Murder
wants to be a rapper. Everybody.
project self accountability. Come on, Mob. You know that's
No,
not
I'm not saying that. No,
what
I'm
we
putting your
talking
ass against the wall with your hands up. I'm not saying that. I'm saying half of the people, most black people won't even go to a psychiatrist, bro. Because they look at it like, how the fuck is this man or woman gonna fix me? And they ain't even lived the life that I lived. Some people do. But the masses is moving with this day and age, the masses is moving to the ignorance more than the intelligence. It's cool to be fucking stupid now, bro. That's what I'm saying. It like motherfuckers do stupid shit and it's cool. I got all F's. It's cool. Fuck that. I'm gonna be a rapper. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is cool. It's cool to be dumb. How do you get on a social media site and you got guns pointed everywhere? You showing everybody how much clips you got, but the minute that your bitch break your heart, you posting some feminine shit. You see what I'm saying? And you done seen it numerous amount of times. Niggas are doing more so what women do. They're raised by ignorance, so they're gonna follow it. You have to start at the crib first. Once you start at how the fuck, like Pac said, how I'm gonna be a man and you walk past 5 houses on the block and ain't a man in there, one of them motherfuckers. How you sitting up here talking about your baby telling me that that's your uncle, and I know this bitch ain't got no brothers. You see what I'm saying?
I don't think nothing. I don't think murder. I don't think talking to change that. You know, I think you
No,
don't think that either.
I'm saying this is
What,
what's
but I'm
learned.
asking. What is going to
You
change?
letting the killer. What's gonna change it is what I'm saying.
Not murder, bro. Murder
No, I
not
ain't saying
change.
murder. I'm not saying that. You misquote me. Damn, I feel like I'm on the news. No, I'm not saying murder is gonna change it. I'm saying you have to appeal to the
You
point
said
of
they respect murder, so I said murder does murder.
no. So, but yes, they do respect murder. But Glib said it best. When you walk up to a motherfucker like shorties, and you see everybody will walk up and tell you they whole shit, and you ain't even called to even ask for that.
What I'm saying, I think you give so much energy to them shorties, bro. And shout out to you. You probably do need to open up some. But as far as trying to build something, bro, a lot of those won't even be asked to step up, bro. I'm gonna be honest. But what's so
They
fucked up?
not. But
Listen,
what I've
listen.
learned,
Listen, it's a group of kids in DePaul working their ass off, look just like us, from Inglewood, from Chatham, from the South. You get what I'm saying? They in Morehouse, they in Mississippi. They look just like us, bro. Push them. Let's get behind them, bro. I ain't saying fuck them shorties on the block, bro, but I'm saying fuck them shorties on the block, bro.
I ain't just saying it's just the shorties. I'm saying
I'm
you said
saying
how
that.
did we start?
Let them
You
do
said
that. You keep
no.
talking
Listen,
about this block shit, bro. And
I'm
my
not
man
saying that. No,
trying to develop
you thinking.
businesses, trying to get some economic shit going for our
Time out.
people.
Time
And you
out. Time
talking
out.
about
Time
some
out.
niggas
You
on the
having a
block being
misconception.
ignorant. There's some shorties that's really got away from that shit and they busting their ass, bro. We gotta
True,
celebrate.
but it's a slimmer. Listen, it's a slimmer group
It
of them
don't
now.
matter.
This is
That's what it
no.
don't
Let
matter.
me finish. Let me finish though, bro. It's a slimmer
5%.
group of them.
We need them. We need them.
No, I know. Listen, what I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's why you took bits and pieces out of it, and I understand because that's what triggered you. But you left one part and certain parts out. I said yes, that is what they respect is murder, right? But it's certain people that's in a crowd that, like you say, those 5%ers. But with this day and age, with the media and all these different things, they bored. They don't do certain shit. Half of them lames are switching over. Where at one point when we was doing this, or better yet, when I was doing it, niggas wasn't even called lanes. They was called neutron. Motherfuckers didn't even have a slot. They couldn't even stand next to a motherfucker. But now this nigga got 2-parent households, straight A student, but you riding around with a 30 on you because it's cool to be fucking stupid. So now they're the ones that you're saying. I ain't talking about the motherfuckers that done already got 6, 7 bodies. You knew what it was when you did it. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna speak good to you, but I ain't finna stand next to your ass. I'm talking about the other motherfuckers that that we losing more and more to that way of life simply because right now in this day and age, as far as the culture and what's presented to them on a day-to-day basis repeatedly, they're leaning towards that negative shit. That's why it's more so ignorant shit going on. That's why I say half of these niggas is not killers because you can tell by the crimes that they're accused of committing.
Care less, man. And I'm not impressed by none of that. I'm not, bro.
No, I'm not saying you oppressed. I'm just saying you have to look at it. We don't have to agree with it, but you have to look at it because
It's
that is
not,
one of the
but
main reasons.
you feeding it because you entertain that shit, man. And I
I'm not entertaining it. I'm not entertaining it. I'm talking.
entertaining that, like, man, Joe. I understand.
I'm not standing like he said. I ain't got no motherfucking dashiki on, bro. I'm not outside with bean pies, nigga. I ain't got no bow tie. I'm not trying to do what the people have done before me. That's not
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying.
there's shorties that's on that block that
What I'm
don't want
saying?
to be on that block, bro. And you keep narrowing it to that. And it ain't just that, bro. When this shit said,
No, but I'm not narrowing. I'm
listen,
speaking up so that
listen,
nigga that's next to them that's not trying to do nothing right, they're gonna allow that person to walk to and fro and not look at them as food. That's who I'm speaking for. The shorties that
that's
don't
what I'm
want to
saying.
be a part of that shit.
You thinking apocalypse, end of the world type shit. I'm thinking after this, bro, when
No, I'm not thinking apocalypse in the type of world. I'm thinking today.
neighborhood, I'm thinking niggas
I'm
finna have
thinking
to start
today.
getting creative and being smart.
Yeah. But I'm not thinking of
Ain't no
apocalypse.
food, man.
I'm
We ain't
thinking of today.
nobody got shit. I want you to think of that world, Wayne. Even if you thinking about poking me, I don't have nothing. You don't have shit, I ain't got shit. We all fucked up. Now what we
Yeah,
gonna
and you still and now and the motherfucker still gonna bust the gun for clout. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying what you saying, but it's a certain part that people are removed from that I'm not. I ain't talking about the apocalypse, the end of the world. I'm talking about what the fuck I'm seeing. I don't speak on theory. Like you say, you believe in certain shit. I'm going off what I'm seeing with my own two eyes. These same motherfuckers that
it's the
everybody is
motherfuckers in
afraid
North
of.
Chicago that don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Same
Right.
city.
And guess
It's
what?
the
Guess what?
motherfuckers in
It's saying
Schaumburg
and
that
guess
don't
what?
know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right, but guess
The
what?
world
Guess
is
what?
not fucking Inglewood Gresham, bro.
I'm not
That's
saying that, but we all got the same plight because it hits every fucking city. Whether it hits it the same time, the same way at the same time, the same gangbanging shit here in LA, the same shit is in New York now that you would never think that they would ever been in New York, and it's hitting different places. And why is it hitting so fast and so strong? Why? You got people that's claiming gangs from Chicago that's in New York. You got motherfuckers
we talking
claiming
about two
gangs.
different things, man. You talking about a marketing strategy. That's what you talking about. That's good
Okay,
marketing.
well, if we gonna
That's
market,
what
if
you
we
call
don't,
the music
if we,
industry
I'm
doing
looking,
their
but
job.
marketing is what's ruling motherfuckers, man. They not
That
complex.
ain't got nothing to do with
I'm
what
a,
I'm talking about. What we doing on the what you talking about doing on the ground. You talking about a corporation, and I'm asking you who the enemy is. You never spoke. You never brought that up.
No, I did. I said we are, and I said whites and blacks are the enemy to the people that's in the black community that's trying to do what you're saying you need to do. Just like you spoke on all these kids that's trying to do better in DePaul, all these HBCU colleges, all of this shit has been going on. It's always been a few that get out and want to do better. That ain't nothing new under the sun, man. I'm telling you what I
What is
see.
new? You ain't focusing on the niggas who from where they came from ain't rooting them on, ain't telling them we behind you.
No, I'm you. That's what I say. We have a disconnection. I think that's where we split views because I'm not saying that. I am focusing on that. I'm saying leave that little motherfucker alone, bro. Leave that little motherfucker alone, you bitch ass nigga. Let him be able to walk to and fro from his fucking house to go to school. He ain't ran up on you and flipped no motherfucking gang signs. He ain't ran up on your motherfucking ass and threatened you or talk shit to your girl. But yet and still you pick and choose him as a target because he's a weaker and easier mark. And that means you a bitch ass motherfucking nigga. And why do you think that way? And if you think that way, now you're gonna have to answer for that shit. That's what the fuck we need in the hood. Fuck all that we should overcome bullshit. We got to speak up for the motherfuckers that need this help, that is in fear by their own motherfucking kind. So when you say who the enemy, we both black and white is the enemy to the blacks. Now you want to move forward and do all that shit, I'm with it. Like I said, man, you gonna steal first. I'll snake them up. I'm with it. But at the same time, I am speaking on them the kids that I'm speaking on. Those are the ones that I'm speaking up for. The ones that I see, my own kids that are raised different, and I want them to prosper and fucking survive. And if we don't speak up for them, if we don't stand up and say, leave that motherfucker alone and just let these little niggas just run ragged and do shit, we're gonna keep seeing babies dying on the news, and everybody gonna say that's a damn shame. And when we come to the point of trying to figure out what should we do, then we look stupid. I'm telling you what we should do. You have to reach them and appeal to their understanding. Because at one point it was like that. If you wasn't a part of that shit, you didn't have to suffer behind that shit. But along the way, the structure was taken away, and now you got motherfuckers that's being raised by single ignorant bitches. Excuse my language, but that's what the fuck they is because they call themselves that. Bitch this, bitch that, but yet and still your son right there listening and hearing everything that you fucking saying. So when he get out and call his girl a bitch, when we looking at our daughters as queens, then motherfuckers can't say shit. Now, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna respect you, and you gonna fucking respect me because I ain't afraid of your bitch ass. But I'm not gonna come off on some cocky shit and get my ass murked and take away from my kids. I'm gonna speak in a way that I've learned to speak. So our kids that want to do something and want to reach something in life have the freedom and like the word that we use, freedom, to at least try. We don't have that. And the only reason why we don't, because this motherfucker saying, oh man, fuck that and fuck that. No, nigga. That's what's making these little motherfuckers do that. Because they feel that they canceled out, don't nobody give a fuck about them, and they're using this shit as an excuse to fucking terrorize the goddamn community. All that because you move away from my house shit.
For them though, then I don't like that neither, man. We gotta
I
stop.
can't not, but I can't not speak for them
Can't
because
speak
that'll make me a motherfucking bigot because at one point I was them.
But you growing up it's a different time, bro. But I'm glad. Just like you said, you was them, I was them too. What changed you?
Start seeing motherfuckers suffer. And I start seeing everybody around me. I ain't listening to nobody that told me, right, hey, young brother, do this. I ain't trying to hear that shit, nigga. You ain't feeding me. And then I started to understand that I was the fucking problem. My kids is forced to be in this community simply because I'm not doing shit that I'm supposed to do as a man to take care of my responsibilities. I say I love them, but am I willing to completely change for them? Or am I still loyal to the niggas that I call the guys? Or I'm still loyal and trying to oppress a motherfucking bitch and live up to a motherfucking reputation that is a figment of my imagination any motherfucking way. So that's what changed me. And even when we was out there, and you witnessed it. I never once not said something to the same niggas that everybody was afraid of. Why am I not afraid? Because I'm not your fucking enemy. And you see it when I walk up to you. I stay in my lane. I speak positive. If I can't speak positive, I shut the fuck up. If a motherfucker that's not doing wrong to you and they babies and they mamas will go back out there and fight, you acting like a bitch. Nigga, you don't know. He's scared because he done walk past them niggas, watch them shoot the guns. Because everybody is bold now. That's the word right there. Simplicity. It's bold. If you're bold, that means you don't give a fuck about the outcome and you want everybody to see. What nigga done seen the first 48 still go on the internet and point guns and say what they just did? And we all sitting back like this nigga
And
stupid.
that's
He
why I'm
going
trying to
down.
tell you this some different shit, bro. You didn't
Right,
have
but how am I able to move amongst them?
your
How am
head.
I able to move amongst them and not be in fear? That's what I'm saying. Just because I done said, okay, cool, I changed my life for the better, the streets don't give a fuck about that. The streets don't give a fuck about me. But at the same time, I know that I have to move in a different way in order to survive in this shit. I can't sit around and say, fuck you, nigga. If you doing that, that's on you.
At
Because
what
they
point?
waiting on that. They waiting on that, bro. They waiting on that, bro.
At what point do you live and stop surviving?
I can't say I live vicariously through my kids' accolades.
I'm
I done
not.
did all that shit.
And you tap dancing. I asked you, at what point do you start living instead of surviving?
Shit, when I feel that I ain't got to fight for survival and I can afford the chance to live. But at this point, I think I'm doing both because I'm blessed. As long as I'm still here breathing and my babies can see me, that's all I want out of life.
But you use the specific word surviving. I ain't trying to put no
Yeah,
word.
that's what I said. I don't see I'm doing that right now. When I'm able to be comfortable enough so I know that they can move a certain way, I ain't gonna say completely freely, because every parent knows every time your kids separate from you, you have no control over that. Sometimes even when they with you. But I'm saying right now, I'm in survival mode. I am the 3P, 2Ps and 1T. That's what every man, fuck a male. That's what every man should do if he has a family. And those three little letters mean protect, provide, and teach. That's only shit you here for. All that other shit is illusion. You ain't here to do all this and this, that, and the other. You must protect your family. You must provide for your family because they ain't asked to be here and you're a man. You want to walk around, grab your dick, talk about all that tough shit. Show me how much you a man, but how much you take care of your responsibility. If you can't take care of your family, then you're not a fucking man. And now people are just making families because they don't figure that they're gonna live to see tomorrow. They just want a legacy. It's everything that's pushing towards the negative, and nobody want to stand up and say, okay, cool. If this what you own, and this is what you respect, and you don't respect nothing else, then if you cross that line, you know what you got coming, right? Or you can walk on honor this. I'm gonna let you live and let live, and the same for me. You understand? Fuck asking. I'm with that, just like you said. We give a motherfucker option, a choice that they can't, or what do you say? You give a motherfucker
Offer they can't
can't
refuse.
refuse. Exactly. You have to understand it's certain tactics that we can use that has been used against us, but it's all what we're doing it for. And I'm gonna say this and I'm done with it. Me, you, pretty nerd, glib, schizo, he even said it. We all saying the same thing. But when I'm still sticking with it. Don't just think shit, bro. We get lost in the passion that you have for your beliefs is because of your point of view. I'm smart enough to listen to your point of view, acknowledge your passion, and that's why we still cool to this fucking day. So I'm not using a tactic that it didn't even work if it didn't work on us. And we grown ass men and we don't go for shit. You understand? So if it works for us, if it starts within our inner circle, then come on, man. Come on, man. We can do this shit. But we can't sit up here and talk that bullshit and act like other motherfuckers don't count. Now I'm gonna respect you and wish well of you, regardless of whatever the fuck you did. But don't make sure, don't get in my fucking way. That's just that simple. Don't get in my way. You get in my way, and that means anything negative that's trying to stop me or hurt me or hinder me from doing what the fuck I'm trying to do for my own. And that's when we move forward. All that other shit count motherfuckers out, I can't do it. I'ma still speak to you. And everybody that know me know where I stand, including you. And that's what it is. All that other shit, man, I just can't see. I see them. I see what Glib's saying. I hear that, but I can't relate. I can't relate. So until you show me with action and all that, what should be, nigga, yeah, say that shit. Let me know how that shit worked out. But when you ready to sit down and get out here and do exactly what you're saying, then we can move like Voltron. But I ain't on that fuck shit, man. It ain't nothing going one in out the other, man. That shit is bullshit. All that legislative and democracy shit, it wasn't never designed for us in the first fucking place. So until we got somebody up here,
That's the
until we
ignorant
got
shit,
somebody,
man. You just said all these bitches ignorant. That's some ignorant shit, man.
no,
You
what I mean is I
got
know it's going to work.
in
You're
your
going
pocket
to fight.
right now.
You're going to
Right
fight. We're
now.
going to fight.
You
But
keep
if
talking
we
about this
know,
bullshit, but you play this game every day. Every day.
nah,
Yes,
I'm
you do.
saying what you're saying.
You
I'm
win
just
it.
saying you cut
But
me
you
off
saying it ain't real.
until we
That's what
have,
I have a problem with. Until
until
I can get
we have,
true people that's in that environment that start saying that this shit real and we can't use it, motherfuckers gonna always lose. Cause them the same people
okay.
y'all
Well,
voted for.
maybe I misquoted it. Well, maybe I misquoted it. Until we have somebody at that level that can understand, like you said, when you do that, when you help, yeah,
I'm
a
asking
level where a level where it's over
a
us to the point when
mirror
the
that
bullshit
looks
come
just
our
like
way. Listen. It necessarily don't have to be a motherfucker that look just like us, but it can't be somebody that's already in power, is what I'm saying. Because they proven
this
with
when
their actions.
when I ask, is anybody telling anybody in the neighborhood, hey bro, you wanna be this, and this? Is it any conversations like that going on?
Yeah, yeah. It's brothers out here that's doing damn near the same shit I'm doing, but just in a different way. It's a barber.
Say
It's
what you
not too.
want. I'm talking about what Glib was talking about. Telling
Yes, it's
people in the
brothers. It's
neighborhood that
brothers.
they
No,
can
but
be
it's brothers. They can't. It's them telling you. It's a brother that I know that own a shop not too far from where I'm at. Everybody do everything in their power around the shop, but don't nobody do it in front of his shop. Everybody else shit got broken too. The one on this side, close to his shop when they was looting, and one over next to the other side. but his shit wasn't touched. And what I'm saying is he ain't out here with the, but he show love, he show respect. When the brothers walking past and they doing that ignorant ass shit and they cussing and all that shit. Hey man, y'all hungry, man? Here, man. Here, man. Here, man. Get you a plate. I can't give you nothing else. You want a beer? All right, cool. Y'all good? All right, cool. The kids start school. What he doing? Everybody come up there. If you line up at a certain time, everybody getting free cuts. It might look minute and it might look small to people that's looking shit at a wider scale, but this shit plays a part, bro. And if everybody play their part and they have the same goal to reach, it's just different roads to reach it. And I'm just where I go back to what I said. Just don't think shit through, bro. Just think it through and apply and put yourself in a position for variable change. You
And
got your plan, everything working out.
I will ask you to think more broader, bro. I will ask you to think more on a scale
Okay.
that you could possibly be the person that have to govern your neighborhood, and you possibly have to know more than one thing. And you
True.
got
And that's why I'm on this panel with you. That's why I'm participating in Talk TV, because this alone is this ain't just a debate and going back and forth. Everything that I do, I might just spoke within this time and it was a little emotional, a little passionate. So things came out in the rawest form. But that doesn't mean that I'm not learning as I go. So I'm listening to you, but I'm telling you the same shit that you just told me. And that's proving my point. You just sat here and you was quiet all while I was talking. And I was emotional and I was passionate about my point of view. You listened. Not only did you challenge it, but you okay, I agree with this, I agree with that. But look, in the process of that, why don't you do it this way too? That's what you're proving my point. We see things in certain ways, but we're still coming to a collective understanding, mutual understanding, just by listening to each other. You understand? And
no, I know
that's
what
what I
you're
want you to
saying, man.
do.
I know we going back two
That's what
different
I want you to do.
getting there. I know that. We
Yeah,
want the
that's
same
what I
thing,
want you to do.
two different routes. That's all.
Hey man, we need a body. You know how it go.
Yeah.
Arm, leg. You already know the rest. If it's all moving and function of the brain, shit, you can be like LeBron or Mike. If your ass don't challenge that shit and you put the time in, you'll fuck around and damn near be an invalid out this bitch. You feel me? And it plays the role in life, man. If we put it together, we can make it, man. But all that cutting niggas short shit, yeah, I want to be on the panel, but that's the beauty of Talk TV. You can agree to disagree.
You can't
You know?
complain about the game if you ain't in it, man. That's the
And,
big
and and I've been on the court. I ain't been on the bench yet.
Give me the name of the alderman of Gresham right now at the top of your head.
I don't know.
David Moore. Gotta get on you. And Mr. Moore is a nigga who talk and think like me, but if he don't hear your voice, bro, he ain't gonna know. And y'all ain't on his ass.
Yeah, true.
Man, my kids shouldn't have to live woo, 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 woo. I can ask 10 more motherfuckers who live in Gresham. They ain't gonna know.
Yeah, but I
But
think
that's
that
important.
way, it's not a but
Shit
against that.
that's going on
It's
around.
not a but,
He's
right?
fun.
It's not a but. True, but it's not a but against what you're saying. It's a but saying we have to do it from both angles. So the next time we talk at the round table, I have something of that magnitude to express to you, because I ain't gonna just say I'm listening and I'm not trying to apply it. I'm gonna actually have enough courage to go out and do that and do both, and then come back with a real feedback, and then we'll see. We'll just call it an experiment instead of just talking about the shit. Motherfucker gonna actually do it. So what we got from this Saturday to next Saturday, then we'll see. And then all of the questions of what we should do or how we should do it, we'll actually have the experience behind it to say where we should go next. That sound good?
Perfect.
Say less, man. It's been a beautiful round table, even though we the last two left. I appreciate everybody that viewed it. If you had a comment, I appreciate that. Talk TV Live. If you want to get anything out, you're more than welcome to join the panel. If you have anything to express, please chime in. If you want to promote anything, please reach out. And then we'll make sure that your voice and your idea and what you're trying to accomplish will be heard. Talk TV Live, man.
I truly appreciate it, Mr. Will. We out. Talk TV Live.